Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Okay, I'll just try out a different light. Just a moment. Okay. Better. How many of you are there? How many students are there? Hello?
So right
5
now,
are there till
5
now.
members are there.
अरे सर
नहीं नहीं टोटल कितने हो अभी कितने वो मैं नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ टोटल
So,
हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर देयर
so
Check.
approximately 15 people are there, but I guess on a regular basis, 10 people attend the class. I
10 to
guess.
11.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
या नरेश हेलो हाँ 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 चालू हो गया या आई एम रिकॉर्डिंग आल्सो ठीक है ना आर यू देयर आर यू देयर और यू नो ओके ओके ठीक है चलो ओके चलो शैल वी स्टार्ट और शैल वी वेट फॉर
So you
As you
missed.
wish, sir. You are the boss.
अभी बोलो अभी आई कैन सी तन्वी आई कैन सी कैन आई सी योर फेसेस प्लीज becomes easier for me to I can see Geet, I can see Ajay, I can see Praggi. Praggi is the name?
Yeah, so Pragi Srivastava.
Praggi, and I can see, I mean, only the four of you, okay? ठीक है. And Ajay is also there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four of you. Achha, out of 15, only four of you are there. हाँ,
There's one more not responding.
ऐसा ही हाल रहता है क्या तुम लोगों का?
इधर
Yes,
11 तो कम से कम आ जाते हैं, पर हो
sir.
सकता है आ रहे हूँ, ऑन द वे हूँ.
Okay, okay. Achha, just introduce yourselves very briefly. I am Ranjan Das. I'll be conducting these classes now, okay, in place of Ram. Okay, so I was a little tied up. So I've been conducting these classes for the last, I think, 2 years. Okay, and just introduce yourselves. I passed out in 1991 from FTII. Okay, and I also teach. I conduct workshops and I teach. I conduct workshops, filmmaking and screenwriting workshops all over the country. Okay, and during COVID times, of course, the classes were only online. There's no chance of physical classes. But after COVID
Sir,
got
I
over,
have a question.
bolo.
Like, what are the chances of getting a job after this course? And if we not get into this course somehow, what is the way of getting into this industry?
Look, first of all, as far as the film and television industry is concerned, okay, um, they don't have proper jobs as such. Okay, if you're studying IIT, Indian Institute of Technology, okay, and other such organizations, okay, there are campus interviews. Companies come to your campus and they talk to the students, interview the students, and they get and there's a selection and you guys get jobs. Okay, but film industry, jo hai, it does not operate like that. Okay, of course, there are production houses, there are television channels which make programs for television. There are production houses which make films, which make web series also, okay, and television serials also. Jahan pe the people who run the company, they are employed, okay, like creative director, the managing director, or the owner of the company, the CEO. But these guys are not technical guys. They have not passed out from any film school. Okay. नाउ तुम लोग अभी फिल्म स्कूल ज्वाइन करना इसीलिए चाह रहे हो कि नॉट टू बिकम मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर और सीईओ और ओनर ऑफ अ प्रोडक्शन, है ना, विच आर रेगुलर जॉब्स, वो भी एक एवेन्यू है, ऑफ कोर्स दैट इज आल्सो एन एवेन्यू, बट दैट इज नॉट कोट अनकोट हम लोग जिसे टेक्निकल एंड क्रिएटिव हम लोग जिसे बोलते हैं, दोज आर मोर लाइक मैनेजेरियल पोस्ट्स। ठीक है, अगर तुम नौकरी ढूंढने का कोशिश कर रहे हो तो देखो यहाँ पे कैसा काम होता है फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में, प्रोजेक्ट प्रोजेक्ट वाइज काम काम होता है, मतलब यू गेट इन्वॉल्व इन अ प्रोजेक्ट एज अ डायरेक्टर, एज अ राइटर, एज अ कैमरामैन और एज एन एडिटर, whatever capacity, through the training that the institute provides you, okay, and you get involved in a project, okay, and वो project जब तक काम चलेगा तुम तब तक employed रहोगे, okay, and if the project gets over after 6 months or after 1 year, depending on the magnitude of the project, okay, अगर वेब सीरीज है, वेब सीरीज का शूटिंग 6-7 महीना तक चलता रहता है, उससे पहले 2 साल, at least 2 years, they develop the script, they work on the script, the individual episodes and all, okay. So if you're employed there as a writer, you are like employed for 2 years as a writer. If you're employed there as a director or as an assistant director, you're employed in that project for as long as it takes to shoot and complete the project. ठीक है ना? After the project is over, it is screened in theaters or it is shown on television, you are in between jobs. मतलब you don't have any job.
So like, if we
हाँ
approach a production house with a biodata or a resume,
हाँ,
what are the skills do they look for?
नहीं देखो देखो, it doesn't work like that. मतलब I'll tell you how it works. Okay. Um, First of all, you do need the diploma, of course. It's very essential that you are qualified. Okay.
Hmm.
And what happens when you are in the institute, you get to meet a lot of people who have already passed out and working in the film industry or the television industry. Let's call it media. Okay. So तुम्हारा networking already चालू हो जाता है even when you are a student.
Hmm.
ठीक है, so yeah, networking is a very important word I'm using, because networking is very important. You need to network, you need to meet a lot of people so that people must know that you are there, that you are studying in FTI or you have just passed out from FTI. Contacts बनता रहता है, तुम्हारा seniors जो है वो लोग pass out करेंगे, वो लोग काम कर रहे हैं, okay, so you are getting acquainted with your seniors in the campus itself, okay. So when you pass out, okay, you go to Bombay or Delhi, wherever you want to work from, okay, and your seniors are already there, they already know you, okay, and even if they don't know you, अभी क्या है एफटीआई में एक सॉलिड बॉन्डिंग हो जाता है, ऑटोमेटिकली एक बॉन्डिंग हो जाता है, ओके, सो दे वोंट, they'll never ask you for your तुम्हारा डिप्लोमा दिखाओ, तुम्हारा फिल्म दिखाओ, ऐसा होता ही नहीं है, हाँ, सिर्फ it's a very informal thing, okay, and on the basis of relationships, on the basis of contact, on the basis of friendship, you will be given a job.
Okay.
प्रोजेक्ट वाइज, अगेन एज आई टोल्ड यू, यहाँ पे कोई नौकरी जो हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, मम्मी डैडी नौकरी करते हैं, हाँ, 20 साल से नौकरी कर रहे हैं, प्रोविडेंट फंड में पैसा आ रहा है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
Yeah, sir.
सो इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर सिक्योरिटी, इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर अ स्टेडी जॉब, तो होता है, स्टेडी जॉब भी होता है, बहुत बहुत कम, मतलब इफ यू बिकम अ क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर फॉर अ प्रोडक्शन हाउस, okay, then the role of a creative director is oversee scripts and determine the unit and determine the look of the show and take all these creative calls, okay, but they will not hire you if you're from FTI as a creative director. Follow, they expect that you are an editor or a writer or a director or a cameraman or a art director or a sound recordist, okay, so that is what they look for. Yeah. Any
Yeah,
other
sir.
questions? Huh? अब बोलो, Pragi, where are you from?
Sir, actually, I'm from Mumbai, but
Okay.
I'm pursuing BTech from Dehradun, UPS.
अच्छा.
Uh, CS is my branch, but I'm studying for FTI. I'm preparing for the exam right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're preparing for the 3 year mainstream course or the 1 year television?
3 year
Three
diploma
year
course.
direction. You're preparing for
Yes,
direction. Okay.
yes, sir.
What about Tanvi?
ओके सर, मेरा नाम तन्वी है। मैं अभी मास कॉम से ग्रेजुएशन कर रही हूँ एंड फिल्म्स का मुझे हमेशा शौक रहा है एंड फिल्म मेकिंग में मुझे बहुत इंटरेस्ट है।
अच्छा, तुम कहाँ से हो?
मैं आई वाज बोर्न इन कानपुर, लेकिन मेरी सारी अपब्रिंगिंग यहाँ गाजियाबाद में हुई है।
अच्छा. अच्छा.
हम्म।
Heath, where are you from?
तो मैं गोरखपुर उत्तर प्रदेश से हूँ। बचपन से ही फिल्मों में मेरी बड़ी रुचि रही है। जब
अच्छा।
मेरे पिताजी FTII के पास आउट है, उनको काम करते हुए जब से देखता आ रहा हूँ बचपन से वो मुझे फिल्मों में बहुत ज़्यादा उनकी बदौलत मेरा इंटरेस्ट पैदा हो गया था। तो
अच्छा।
फिर धीरे पहले मेरा एक्टिंग में इंटरेस्ट था, और फिर
हाँ।
मैंने सोचा कि मैं एक्टिंग से ज़्यादा डायरेक्शन में ज़्यादा अच्छा कर सकता हूँ। तो
अच्छा।
बस अभी ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट हो गया है, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कर रहा था लेकिन ड्रॉप ले लिया। अब FTII के लिए पूर्ण श्रद्धा के साथ तैयारी कर रहा हूँ।
अच्छा, तो तुम्हारा डैडी व्हेन डिड ही पास आउट फ्रॉम एफटीआई?
अब वो तो नहीं पता था, पर इतना पता है कि अमोर पारेकर जी के बैच के हैं वो।
अच्छा, अमोल पालेकर इज नॉट फ्रॉम एफटीआई, बट तो योर डैडी मस्ट बी फ्रॉम द 1970s, है ना?
हाँ,
1970s, और हाँ, कौन सा स्ट्रीम में?
ये डायरेक्शन एंड स्क्रीन प्ले
अच्छा,
राइटिंग में थे।
डायरेक्शन स्ट्रीम। अजय, तुम?
Yes, sir. I graduated in 2019, and in last year I worked as an intern as assistant director in Dockard Production House based on Kochi, Kerala.
अच्छा।
Then I worked before last year. I worked as intern in Safari TV channel in
अच्छा,
Kerala.
in Kerala. So you're from Kerala. Which city?
Yes,
You're from? Which, कौन सा city?
Palakkad.
Palakkad. Okay.
Oh, Palakkad is a very nice place.
Yes.
In fact, Kerala is making a lot of very good films for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Very exciting films. Very mature films, very mature productions, all kinds of things.
But sorry, sir. Yeah, in this year, the Malayalam films are totally waste, in my
This year.
opinion.
Okay, this year. The latest.
In
Let's see what happens then.
2030 to 2020, then that time, Malayalam films, okay, yes, we can show to outside. But in my opinion, in this year's films, it's very, very waste.
Oh, okay.
So post 2020 अब ये इंडस्ट्री में इतनी अच्छी फिल्में नहीं बनी post 2020.
Yes, yes.
थोड़ा सा थकान
Because
आ गया
before
था।
2020 they were just awesome 80s 90s फिल्में.
I agree, but I don't know. I don't agree with this year's films. This is
Yeah.
a
वैसे
lot
आज
of
एक बहुत
waste
अच्छी
films.
सुनिए, आज एक बहुत अच्छी फिल्म आई है नेहरू.
Which
नेहरू। अच्छा,
नेहरू
NDR।
नाम
Nere?
से एक
Yes,
फिल्म आई है
yes,
मोहनलाल एंड जीतू
yes.
जोसेफ
Today
वाली.
released. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, today released. I went for Dungi. Dungi. I don't know what to pronounce.
Donkey. It's donkey.
Yeah.
Dungi. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Nehru because I like that pair of Mohanlal and Jeetu Joseph. मतलब तो जब भी OTT पे आएगी I will surely watch it. ये हमारे एरिया में लगता नहीं है.
Okay, चलो, let's start. हाँ, let me
Yeah,
open the
sure.
file. The file. Can I? First is Tanvi, na?
Yes, sir.
Tanvi, how do I attach this?
So you have to start the recording for the class. Yeah, you have.
I've
Sorry.
already started the recording.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I'll share the screen. Okay. Share the screen, share sound, video, share all of it. And how do I, at the same time, how do I see your faces? Can you guide me to how do I see your faces? Right now, I'm seeing all of you can see the document. Can you see the document?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Along with the document, how do I see the faces of the students? कौन सा बटन दबाना पड़ेगा मुझे?
But I guess you'll have to minimize the tab or open it side by side.
वही
सही कह रही हैं.
using this after time. Stop sharing. It's getting recorded, na? Just see.
Yes, sir.
Share screen.
Yes, sir. Very good.
Find really nice. Okay. You can you see me or you can only see the document?
So both.
Okay, you can see me, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Just a moment.
So there's one more girl in the class. She's saying that due to some reason she won't be able to respond because she's out on a shoot and there's network issue.
Yeah. You can see the document. You can see me, but I can't see you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I can see myself. Okay, let's start. We'll figure this out tomorrow. Okay, you can see me, you can hear me. Huh? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, chalo, Tanvi, you start reading. Sachai say, construct a story or a narrative based on any 5 sounds given below. 500 words. Sound of wind blowing, sound of banging door, shouting of men and women, sound of TV radio, sound of heavy breathing, sound of TV radio to repeat mobile vibration, distant traffic, splashing of water, children crying, sound of lullaby. सच्चाई से संघर्ष. अच्छा, चलो पढ़ो.
सच्चाई से संघर्ष। तो ये जो मेरी कहानी है वो एक फिल्म मेकर के बारे में है जिसका नाम प्रियन होता है और ये एक स्टोरी है प्रियन की जिंदगी में हुई एक ट्रेजेडी के ऊपर। एक्चुअली मैं एक कहानी वैसे लिख रही हूँ तो उसी कहानी का एक छोटा सा अंश है सब प्लॉट। तो
चलो,
उसमें मैंने
हाँ
500
हाँ
वर्ड की एक स्टोरी
हाँ
बना दी।
ये 500 वर्ड्स का है या इससे ज्यादा ज्यादा वर्ड का है?
500 वर्ड का।
अच्छा, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल देखो, whenever you're answering, okay, whether it's in a written form or
हाँ
whether you're talking, reading out your story, never explain your story. ठीक है ना? हाँ,
अच्छा
तुमने अभी जो बोला है, इट्स अबाउट अ फिल्म मेकर, उसके जिंदगी में ट्रेजेडी के बारे में है, ये एक सब प्लॉट
हाँ
जैसा है, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ अ लार्जर स्टोरी एंड ऑल. यू डोंट
हाँ
हैव, यू डिड नॉट एक्सप्लेन बिकॉज एज अ फिल्म मेकर तुम जब अपना
हाँ
फिल्म बनाओगे, सपोज, हाँ, वो फिल्म जब थिएटर में रिलीज करेगा, तुम तो थिएटर में जाके ऑडियंस के साथ कम्युनिकेट नहीं करोगे ना कि सर मेरा फिल्म इस बारे में है, ये
हाँ
सिचुएशन है. वो लोग तुम्हारा फिल्म देखेंगे, देख के जो समझ में आए वही समझेंगे. ठीक है
ओके
ना? ठीक है, never
हाँ सर।
explain। हाँ, ओके, चलो करो। हाँ।
अच्छा सर, सो मेरी कहानी का टाइटल जो है सच्चाई से संघर्ष, वो ऐसे शुरू होती है। हाँ, प्रियन एक बेहतरीन फिल्म निर्देशक था जिन्होंने कई बेहतरीन फिल्मों से लोगों को हंसाया और रुलाया है। साथ ही साथ प्रियन अपनी पत्नी रेवती के साथ शादीशुदा जिंदगी में भी खुश था। दोनों की एक फूल सी प्यारी बच्ची थी जिसका नाम नंदिनी था। नंदिनी के जन्म के बाद प्रियन की किस्मत चमक गई थी और उन्होंने खूब तरक्की की थी, और वो नंदिनी को अपनी जान से ज्यादा प्यार करता था। लेकिन प्रियन की जिंदगी में एक ही तकलीफ थी, क्योंकि उनकी मासूम सी बच्ची के जन्म से ही एक हृदय रोग था, जिसके कारण उसके ज्यादा लंबा जीने की उम्मीद नहीं थी। लेकिन फिर भी प्रियन और रेवती नंदिनी को कभी किसी चीज की कमी महसूस नहीं होने देते। एक दिन प्रियन अपनी फिल्म की शूटिंग के लिए बाहर गया हुआ था, तो शूटिंग के बीच में अचानक उसे रेवती का फोन आता है। प्रियन अपनी जेब से वाइब्रेट होता फोन निकालता है और रेवती से बात करने के बाद घबराते हुए शूटिंग को बीच में ही छोड़कर वहां से चला जाता है। प्रियन काफी घबराया होता है क्योंकि नंदिनी की हालत बहुत नाजुक थी। जैसे तैसे प्रियन अस्पताल तक पहुंचा और वहां पर अपनी बच्ची की नाजुक हालत में देखकर उसका दिल बैठ जाता है। फिर भी वो अपना दिल मजबूत करके नंदिनी के बिस्तर के सिरहाने बैठ जाता है। नंदिनी गहरी सांसें ले रही थी और उसका दर्द असहनीय था। उसके दर्द को कम करने के लिए प्रियन ने उसका हाथ थाम लिया। प्रियन अपने हाथों से नंदिनी का माथा सहला रहा था और हॉस्पिटल में मॉनिटर बीप की आवाज आ रही थी, और हल्की सी खुली खिड़की से बाहर तेज आंधी चल रही थी। तभी प्रियन उसको आराम दिलाने के लिए मोबाइल पर एक लोरी का गाना चला देता है। गाने के बोल थे, सो जा चांदनी। और गाना सुनते सुनते नंदिनी की आंखें बंद हो जाती हैं। फिर इसके बाद प्रियन की नजर अचानक से मॉनिटर के ऊपर पड़ती है और उसे एहसास हो जाता है कि नंदिनी का दिल अब थम गया है। एक ही पल में उसकी दुनिया उजड़ गई और वो पूरी तरह से टूट गया। वो खड़े होकर पीछे की तरफ चलने लगता है, जैसे कि प्रियन सच्चाई से दूर जाना चाहता है। चलते चलते वो खिड़की के पास चला जाता है और आंधी के बाद तूफानी बारिश की बूंदें एक तरह से उसकी मन की स्थिति दर्शा रहे थे। प्रियन का दिल अंदर ही अंदर रो रहा था, लेकिन चेहरे पर जरा भी आंसू नहीं थे, क्योंकि जिस सदमे से वो गुजर रहा था उसके चलते वो किसी भी भावना को व्यक्त नहीं कर पा रहा था। और अचानक से तब रेवती भी अंदर आती है और प्रियन के नजदीक बैठकर रोने लगती है। लेकिन प्रियन एकदम खामोश था। अब वो अस्पताल के फर्श पर बैठकर अंदर ही अंदर सच्चाई को स्वीकारने का संघर्ष कर रहा था, और तब उसकी सूनी आंखों के सामने सब बस अंधेरा था और आसपास उसके बस खामोशी थी।
देखो यहाँ पे क्या क्या, पहले तुम ये बताओ मुझे, क्या क्या वर्ड्स, तुम मोबाइल वाइब्रेशन तुमने यूज किया है ना? हाँ।
हाँ, मैंने
हाँ।
यूज किया था, एक सेकंड ऊपर कीजिए। मैंने
हाँ।
मोबाइल वाइब्रेशन का यूज किया, मैंने हैवी ब्रीदिंग के बारे में बोला,
हाँ। हाँ।
और मैंने विंड आंधी के बारे में मेंशन किया, स्प्लैशिंग ऑफ वाटर, मतलब जब मैंने बारिश का जिक्र किया मतलब तो उसमें स्प्लैशिंग ऑफ वाटर आ गया, और साउंड ऑफ अ लुलाबाई, जो
अच्छा।
मतलब लोरी का
हाँ,
गाना
राइट,
बीच में था।
वेरी गुड। हाँ, तो तुमने इस्तेमाल तो सही किया। यहाँ पे दो तीन चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ
ओके।
कि एक, लेट मी स्टॉप शेयरिंग सो दैट यू कैन सी ईच अदर। या दो तीन चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, ये जो क्वेश्चंस तुम्हें दिया गया, ठीक है ना, यूज साउंड्स, ओके, यूज 5 साउंड्स फ्रॉम द लिस्ट एंड राइट अ स्टोरी। ओके, सो यहाँ पे फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमें ये समझना चाहिए कि फिल्म मेकिंग जो हम लोग करते हैं या तुम लोग सीखने का कोशिश कर रहे हो, एफटीआई में आने का कोशिश करो, फिल्म्स में दो चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। एक तो है विजुअल्स ऑफ कोर्स,
हम्म।
है ना, और एक है साउंड ट्रैक। अभी वी
जी।
डोंट डील विद साइलेंट सिनेमा, एक जमाना था साइलेंट सिनेमा। ओके,
हम्म।
1931 में इंडिया में साउंड आया। आलम
हम्म।
आरा वाज द फर्स्ट साउंड पिक्चर। ओके,
हम्म।
and I think in 1927, the jazz singer in Hollywood was the first sound film. Okay,
हम्म।
so sound is very important, and how we creatively use sound, that is very very important. Sound तो हम लोग
हम्म।
कुछ भी record कर सकते हैं. So we have sophisticated machines, equipments, and all. We can record all the sounds. But
हम्म।
sound designing जिसे हम लोग बोलते हैं, there's something called the sound designing. Okay, just because we record all the sounds does not mean we use all the sounds in the soundtrack.
यस सर। Holy
argument
sounds.
फिल्म जो होता है, कुछ कुछ साउंड को हम लोग एम्फसाइज करते हैं और कुछ कुछ साउंड को हम लोग ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देते हैं, कुछ साउंड ऐसी भी हैं जो हम लोग दबा देते हैं जानबूझ के. Okay, so it's a very selective use of sounds that we do in films. Okay, so as a student of filmmaking or as a filmmaker, okay, you have to be very sensitive to both visuals and sound. That is
Yeah.
very, very important. Okay, you have to keep your ears open, you have to keep your eyes open. आजू बाजू जो आम जनता को दिखाई नहीं देता है वो तुम्हें दिखाई देना चाहिए. You have to study human behavior. कहीं जाके तुम वेट कर रहे हो किसी के लिए, 2 घंटा तुम्हें इंतजार करना पड़ रहा है, बाहर में बैठा के रखा. So you should observe the people around you. You should keep your ears open for the sound. So,
हाँ.
so ये जो question है, it's about sound. How sensitive you are to sound. Okay. So अगर तुम फिल्म बना रहे हो इसके ऊपर जो तुमने अभी पढ़ के सुना, okay. So you have to very imaginatively make use of the sounds that you have mentioned, that you have chosen from the list. Okay. This is number one. Number two, और एक चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि ये मैं टिप्स दे रहा हूँ. तुमने जो कहानी तुमने जो लिखा, okay, 500 words sound, and this I'm telling everybody, all of you, okay, keep this in mind, कि there is a difference between literary writing and visual writing. Okay, I'll just write down यहाँ पे section.
So what's the other one? Literary writing and
Visual writing.
Visual writing. Okay, I'll just share this. Can you see difference between literary writing and visual writing? Okay, so because you're film students, okay, or you're wanting to be filmmakers, okay, whenever you write a story, okay, it should be visual. It has to have a visual quality. Okay, so when you're reading out the story, okay, I must be able to see the visuals. तो तुम्हारा जो है जहाँ तक फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ का सवाल है, वहाँ पे यू आर गिविंग आउट अ लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन कि ये फिल्म मेकर बंदा है, he's married to this girl, whatever is her name, they have a baby, okay, and she's suffering from a heart disease. That is the problem that they have in the family. टेंशन है, etc etc. ये हमारे लिए इंफॉर्मेशन है, विजुअल्स नहीं.
ये तो मतलब पहला वाला जो था वो तो बस
इंट्रोडक्शन
अपने
है, इंट्रोडक्शन
कैरेक्टर को इंट्रोड्यूस कराने के लिए था.
लेकिन विजुअल्स हमें तब से दिखाई दे रहा है जब हम लोग देख रहे हैं वो शूटिंग कर रहा है, सडनली फोन वाइब्रेट हो रहा है, बीवी का फोन आता है, and he picks up the call, and then we see it goes to the hospital and he's tensed and all that. Okay, he sings a lullaby and the child dies. Okay, वहाँ पे मोर और लेस एक विजुअल्स का अंदाजा आता है. ठीक है, तुम्हारा एफर्ट ये होनी चाहिए सबका. आई एम टेलिंग दिस टू एवरीबॉडी, from the very first paragraph itself, if you can, instead of introducing the characters in a manner the way you have done, which is good, which is not bad, okay, could you have started with a situation like a film ka shooting chal raha hai, director is directing the show, okay, suddenly his phone starts vibrating, he looks at the phone, it's his wife's name, he becomes anxious, he picks up the phone and goes to a corner, the wife calls him, okay, to the hospital, वो शूटिंग स्टॉप करके. तो शुरुआत से ही तुम विजुअल्स का ऊपर अगर ज्यादा फोकस दोगे तो दैट इज व्हाट द एग्जामिनर्स वांट, कि तुम्हारा जो स्टूडेंट जो एस्पायर कर रहा है, ओके, उसमें वो विजुअल परसेप्शन है कि नहीं, विजुअलाइजेशन का होता है. ओके, दिस इज नंबर वन, बिकॉज यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, एज आई रोट, व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस लिटरेरी राइटिंग एंड विजुअल राइटिंग. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई एम टेलिंग.
अब अगर कोई स्क्रीन प्ले भी लिखेंगे तो ऐसा ही स्क्रीन प्ले लिखा जाता है ना, कि इंसान अपने दिमाग में सोच ले.
वही है कि लिटरेचर और सिनेमा का फर्क क्या है. लिटरेचर और सिनेमा का यही फर्क है, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट फर्क ये है कि लिटरेचर तुम जब कहानी पढ़ते हो, whether it's a novel or whether it's a short story, okay, and the writer can enter the character का head, okay, the writer can write, तन्वी बहुत दुखी है, तन्वी का दोस्त जो है वो अमेरिका चली गई है, अकेला महसूस कर रही है तन्वी. So the writer can get into your head and talking about your whatever is troubling you, okay, but सिनेमा में ये मुश्किल है. सिनेमा में हम लोग कैसे दिखाएंगे तन्वी बहुत दुखी है क्योंकि उसका फ्रेंड अमेरिका चला, ओके, ये सिनेमा के लिए इंफॉर्मेशन है. तो सिनेमा में whatever you write, okay, the reader who's reading your script must be able to see the visuals. That is called visual writing. लिटरेचर में तुम बोल सकते हो कि गीत is very tensed, ओके, लेकिन सिनेमा में तुम कैसे पोर्ट्रे करोगे गीत इज वेरी टेंस्ड, तुम स्क्रीन प्ले में यू कैन नॉट राइट गीत इज वेरी टेंस्ड, दैट इज एन इंफॉर्मेशन ऑफ कोर्स, बट तुम शूटिंग करोगे ना, तुम शूटिंग
हाँ
एक्टर को कैसे क्या बोलोगे, तुम कैरेक्टर यू प्लेइंग द कैरेक्टर ऑफ गीत ही इज वेरी टेंस्ड, तो वो तुम्हें पूछेगा कि ओके हाउ डू आई शो दैट आई एम टेंस्ड, है ना, तब तुम्हें बोलना पड़े ओके डू वन थिंग, यू आर पेसिंग द रूम अप एंड डाउन, यू आर स्मोकिंग अ सिगरेट, गलती से एस्ट्रे में ऐश नहीं फेंक के तुम चाय का कप में डाल दिया, ओके, तो तुम्हारा बिहेवियर से हमें पता चल रहा है कि तुम बहुत टेंस्ड हो। सो इन सिनेमा बिहेवियर ऑफ द कैरेक्टर इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, एक्शन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्लियर है, कैरेक्टर इज रिवील्ड थ्रू द एक्शन इन सिनेमा।
ओके
या सो जब भी तुम कोई भी कहानी लिखोगे, तुम्हारा एफर्ट ये होनी चाहिए जहां तक हो तुम एक्शन लिखो, बिकॉज कैरेक्टर इज रिवील्ड थ्रू द एक्शन। आर यू गेटिंग मी यू गाइस, ऑल ऑफ यू?
यस सर
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ठीक है, सो अदरवाइज इट्स गुड। और एक चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ कि तुम्हारा जो कैरेक्टर है, व्हाई इज अ फिल्म मेकर, ही कुड हैव बीन अ बैंक एम्प्लॉय, व्हाट इज सो स्पेशल अबाउट हिज बीइंग अ फिल्म मेकर, मतलब ये तुमसे सवाल है मेरा।
एक्चुअली सर मैंने जैसे बताया कि ये जो मेरी कहानी है वो एक मेरी किसी बड़ी कहानी का सब प्लॉट है, तो फिर वो जो कहानी थी वो एक फिल्म मेकर
समझ
की
गया मैंने, हाँ
पर्सनल लाइफ
समझ
के
गया,
स्ट्रगल के बारे
लेकिन
में
ये तो
थी।
तुम मुझे बता रहे हो ना, तो तुम अगर
हम्म
एफटीआई में तुम बैठ के ये पेपर लिखोगे, हाँ तो ये तुम तो समझा नहीं पाओगे ना कि सर एंड दिस व्हाटएवर आई एम राइटिंग इज अ पार्ट ऑफ अ लार्जर स्टोरी,
हम्म
you cannot explain to the examiner because the examiner is
हम्म
not there in front of you, okay,
हाँ
so it has to be very clear why my character is a filmmaker and not a bank employee or not a or whatever he is, okay.
तो एक्चुअली आई शो
Um,
माई कैरेक्टर्स, जो भी मतलब मैं कहानियां लिखती हूँ मतलब मैं उनको वैसे ही कैरेक्टर्स दिखाती हूँ जिनसे मैं खुद कनेक्ट करती हूँ। जैसे उसको किसी भी प्रोफेशन का दिखाना हो तो ऐसे ही प्रोफेशंस का दिखाती हूँ, मतलब जिनसे मैं रिलेट कर पाती हूँ। जैसे कि कोई ये दिखाते हैं कि मास कम्युनिकेशन करने के बाद जो पॉसिबल प्रोफेशंस होते हैं मैं अपनी स्टोरी के कैरेक्टर्स को मोस्टली उन्हीं उन्हीं प्रोफेशंस का दिखाती हूँ, मतलब ऐसे जिनसे, ताकि मैं भी उन
सही
कैरेक्टर
सही
से
बात है,
रिलेट कर
सही
पाऊँ।
बात है, लेकिन जब भी तुम कहानी में किसी कैरेक्टर को कोई भी प्रोफेशन दे रहे हो, तो दैट प्रोफेशन शुड प्ले अ पार्ट इन द प्लॉट,
अच्छा
okay, it has to have a role in the plot, this is number one. Another thing, very important thing I want to tell you all of you कि फिल्म स्टोरी जो हम लोग लिखते हैं, ओके, वहां पे तुम्हारा जो मेन कैरेक्टर जिसे हम लोग प्रोटैगनिस्ट बोलते हैं, ठीक है, डोंट यूज द वर्ड हीरो एनी मोर, ओके, प्रोटैगनिस्ट, ओके, प्रोटैगनिस्ट ही डज थिंग्स मतलब he should be a proactive guy, okay, ideally I'll write down the word proactive, okay, proactive, और there's another kind of cat reactive, जो सिर्फ रिएक्ट करता है और उससे ज्यादा कुछ करता नहीं, ठीक है। सपोज मेरे इफ आई एम रिएक्टिव कैरेक्टर, मेरे फ्लैट के बाहर अगर कोई शोर मचा रहा है तो मैं दरवाजा खोल के देखा कौन शोर मचा रहा है, मैं दरवाजा बंद करके फिर फ्लैट के अंदर आऊंगा, आई एम रिएक्टिव। अगर मैं प्रोएक्टिव कैरेक्टर हूँ तो मैं क्या करूँ, दरवाजा खोल के देखूंगा, अरे शोर किसने शोर मचा रहा है, I'll step out and try to find out what is the problem, I'll try to solve the problem, so I'm being proactive, you know, that is called proactive character। तो जब भी तुम कोई भी कहानी लिखोगे एग्जाम्स के लिए, फिल्म स्कूल के एग्जाम्स के लिए, ओके, सो ट्राई टू मेक योर कैरेक्टर प्रोएक्टिव नॉट रिएक्टिव। योर कैरेक्टर इन दिस स्टोरी इज रिएक्टिव, रिएक्टिव मतलब उसको खबर मिलता है मेरा बेटी अस्पताल में है, ओके, सो वो दौड़ के जाता है और अस्पताल में आई मीन ही हैज टू फेस द ट्रेजेडी, ही इज नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग, क्योंकि तुम्हारा कहानी ही वैसा है कि ही इज नॉट, ही कैनॉट डू एनीथिंग, he knows,
यस
he knew from before कि someday or the other मेरा बेटी मर जाएगी, ठीक है, तो उसका कोई एक्शन नहीं है। We do not see the main character who is a filmmaker engaging in some action, he needs to engage in some kind of an action, he must be able
ओके
to, he
या
must be
मतलब
able to
इसमें
try,
ये
हाँ
दिखाया गया है कि मतलब प्रोटैगनिस्ट बस अपने हालात जो उसके होते हैं
हाँ
वो
हाँ
अपने
हाँ
हालातों से हारता हुआ दिखाया
हाँ हाँ
जाता
हाँ
है।
हाँ, मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ जीतता हुआ दिखाओ तुम, हर टाइम प्रोटैगनिस्ट जीत रहा है ऐसा भी नहीं होता है, ठीक है,
हाँ
लेकिन वो कोशिश तो करेगा ना, वो
हाँ
कोशिश, वो जो स्ट्रगल है दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन अ फिल्म,
हाँ हाँ ओके सर। और
ठीक है ना,
सर
ये
वैसे
सब,
इसको
हाँ बोलो। बोलो।
वैसे इसको फिल्म मेकर दिखाने का एक रीजन ये भी हो सकता है, जैसे मैंने शुरुआत में कहा कि प्रियन एक सक्सेसफुल फिल्म मेकर है जिसने लोगों को फिल्मों से हंसाया और रुलाया है। तो मतलब ये दिखा सकते हैं कि मतलब एक तरफ एक पर्सन की जिंदगी मतलब ऐसी चमक दमक वाली है, मतलब वो पर्दे पे लोगों को हंसाता है, लेकिन अपनी असल जिंदगी में वो कितना ज्यादा ब्रोकन है।
दैट इज वेरी गुड। वो कॉन्ट्रास्ट तुमने जो दिखाया ना वो अच्छा है। कोई भी कहानी में कॉन्ट्रास्ट भी रहना जरूरी है। ठीक है।
कैरेक्टर आर्क बनता है इससे।
हाँ हाँ हाँ, एग्जैक्टली। ओके चलो, अभी शेयर स्क्रीन मैं करूंगा अपने
अभी आगे
नेक्स्ट
मेरे
शेयर स्क्रीन। ओके
हम्म
now, yeah, express your views for or against TV shows in India which are based on foreign shows. Give suitable examples. 500 words. Okay, Paro.
ओके। TV serials are a very important part of Indian homes. India has seen very good and funny serials from time to time, such as Jassi Jassi Koi Nahi, Shriman Shrimati, as well as for children and youth. There have been many excellent serials like Best of Luck Nikki or Sweet Life of Karan and Kabir, which children had a lot of fun while watching. But do you know that all these shows are Hindi version of some foreign shows? So I am speaking in for the motion कि जो बाहर के कुछ सिटकॉम्स वगैरह को जो हिंदी में अडेप्ट किया जाता है, सिटकॉम्स या रियलिटी शोज को, उनको कैसे मैं फेवर कर सकती हूँ। या कल्चरल लोकलाइजेशन, whenever there is any movie or a TV show is adapted from foreign, so the changes are made by suiting the Indian sensibilities like Indian names, location, and the other cultural references of the Indian culture. So we can say that the Indian people can connect with it because of the cultural changes made as per the Indian audience. And second thing is that audience diversity. By seeing the Indian adaptations of the international shows, we can say that they present people and situation of various parts of India. Like if there is a show like Master Chef adapted in India, so it gives us the knowledge of people from different parts of India. मतलब if a show like Master Chef is made in India, so so it shows the people of different parts of India and also presents the knowledge of various Indian regional cuisines.
Very good. Okay.
Okay, innovative storytelling. So adapting the sitcoms of the foreign, which shows the culture of America or any other country into an Indian settings. So the changes of the culture and the customs are changed as per the Indian culture. Like an American show would not show an integrated family or a joint family, but an Indian serial can show a joint family because India में joint family का culture रहा है. So yeah. And the fourth point is recognizing the talent. As per the concept of the shows like American Idol or America's Got Talent, gives the chance to people to show their talent. The Indian adaptations of these shows like Indian Idol or India's Got Talent has resulted many Indian people showcasing their talent to the public. And the second is entertaining generations. The use of the family integration in the serials can be used for entertaining all the generations of a family together. Like in the serial Best of Luck Nikki, it shows families integration and the bittersweet relation in a much better way than the original show Good Luck Charlie, as the Indian people are very family oriented. So every generation can watch the show together.
Okay.
Economic viability. Adapting adapting successful foreign formats can be economically viable for the Indian television industry, as it reduces the risk associated with the untested concepts and leverages and popularity of the international formats. This approach allows producers to make informed decision leading to the healthier industry ecosystem. मतलब tried and tested formulas जो है वो ज्यादा सक्सेस को गारंटी करते हैं.
और सही बात है. This also untested process leverages a popular of established international formats. This approach allows producers to make informed decisions leading to a healthier industry ecosystem. Okay, ठीक है. Question था, express your views for or against TV shows in India which are based on foreign shows. Give suitable examples. तुमने सही लिखा. तुमने for the motion लिखा तुमने, और point wise तुमने by giving examples, cultural localization, audience diversity, very important, more in India than any other European or American or United States. Innovative, adapting the sitcoms of the foreign, which shows the culture of America into an Indian setting. So the changes of the culture and customs are changed as per Indian culture. Like in the American show would not show an integrated family, but an Indian serial can show a joint family. हाँ, लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या है, adaptation का बात बोला जा रहा है. अगर if a American show is not on a family, how can you adapt that? ना, वो भी है. लेकिन as per the concept of the show that American Idol, हाँ ये तो ठीक है, entertaining generations, the use of showing family can be used for entertaining all the, like this year Best of Luck Nikki shows the family. ये Best of Luck Nikki क्या इंडियन है क्या ये?
यस सर, बेस्ट ऑफ लक निकी डिज्नी इंडिया का शो था, मतलब पहला सिटकॉम था, मतलब जिसको किसी फॉरेन, उससे डिज्नी का पहला ऐसा शो था जिसको किसी फॉरेन सिटकॉम से अडॉप्ट किया गया था.
अच्छा, और ये better way than the original show was Good Luck Charlie, है ना? हाँ,
या
this I didn't know. Okay,
मैंने गुड लक चार्ली
American.
देखा नहीं है, पर उसके कुछ कुछ सीन्स देखे थे. वैसे बेस्ट ऑफ लक निकी तो काफी देखते हैं, मतलब हमारे घर पे.
Okay, okay. And economic viability तो है, वो टेस्टेड फॉर्मूला यूज किया जाता है, instead of untested. कौन बनेगा करोड़पति जो है, who's going to be a millionaire? It was a very popular Western show ना. तो अभी कौन बनेगा करोड़पति बहुत सालों से, 20 साल हो चुका है, उससे ज्यादा हो, running on television. Okay, anyway, your answer is good, but I hope you have answered all your questions within 500 words, because I'm not counting the words. Okay, I'm just looking at the points. Okay, and this is number one. Okay, और एक चीज है, देखो, it is not adoption, it is adaptation.
अडेप्टेशन, हाँ मैंने एक बार
ये
अडॉप्शन कह दिया.
ये गलती मैं लिख दे रहा हूँ यहाँ पे. It is not adoption. It is adaptation. Okay, adoption, you adopt a child. Okay, and
एक्चुअली एक फिल्म या फिर कोई भी क्रिएशन भी एक फिल्म मेकर की चाइल्ड ही होती है.
ना, वो तो अलग बात है.
हाँ, वो तो ऐसे ही कह रहे हैं,
वो
मजाक
अलग
में.
बात है, लेकिन difference, you're adapting something from one medium to another. Okay, okay. Now, I'll go back to the rest. Okay. Now, question number 3. What is the difference between form and style in filmmaking? Elaborate the distinction with an example from an Indian filmmaker and one from international filmmaker. 500.
Okay. Form and style are the essential components of filmmaking that can contribute to a filmmaker's way of expressing his vision. Form refers to the overarching structure, organization, and the design of a film, encompassing elements like the narrative structure, thematic choices, and visual composition. Style, on the other hand, relates to the specific techniques or the artistic decision made by the filmmaker to convey their vision, like cinematography, editing, sound design, and symbolism. मतलब फॉर्म जो है वो तो मतलब समझ सकते हैं लिखा हुआ उसका कि हमें क्या प्रेजेंट करना है, while जो स्टाइल है वो टेक्निकल चीजों पे फोकस करता है, और ये फॉर्म जो है वो राइटिंग पे करता है और स्टाइल टेक्निकल पे. Let's analyze the form and style of the legendary Indian filmmaker Mani Ratnam and American filmmaker Steven Spielberg. Let's start with Spielberg. Spielberg follows the traditional form of storytelling, like the linear form of storytelling, which involves a situation in a people's life. Like a group of people encounters dinosaurs in a park in the film Jurassic Park, or an alien's arrival in a city in the film E.T. Extraterrestrial. मतलब इनकी कहानी जो होती है, मतलब एक बहुत ही स्मूथ वे में चलती है.
देखो, तुम एक्सप्लेन मत करो, क्योंकि मैं तुम्हारा एग्जामिनर हूँ, ठीक है ना?
ओके,
तो लेट मी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम व्हाटएवर यू हैव रिटन. ओके, then style of Spielberg.
Talking about the style of Spielberg, we can say that he uses dynamic camera shots and has a great pacing as well as innovative special effects. One of the great examples is his movie
Schindler's List.
Schindler's List. इसका
हाँ,
नाम ही नहीं बोल पाती यार.
okay.
Which was a drama set in the Holocaust era. The black and white picturization of the film gave the movie a documentary type authentic feeling, and the handheld camera work and the stark cinematography contribute to the emotional way of the narrative, showcasing Spielberg's ability to adapt his style to suit the specific demand of each story. स्लिंस्टर्स लिस्ट को उन्होंने रियलिस्टिक बनाने के लिए ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट यूज किया. ओके,
एक्सप्लेन मत करो. हाँ.
या talking about Mani Ratnam now. While talking about the form of Mani Ratnam, Mani Ratnam is the Indian filmmaker who predominantly worked in the Tamil cinema and also made films in Hindi. He is a filmmaker known for the unconventional way of filmmaking. Like, his non-linear way of storytelling is the best presented in the movie Alai Payuthe. Alai Payuthe shows non-linear way of storytelling. And even his films like Iruvar had included multiple timelines in it, and the various perspectives of the characters are shown in the films like Dilse and even Ravanan. Okay. Yeah. While talking about the style of Mani Ratnam, Mani Ratnam movies has been an inspiration for many filmmakers.
यहाँ पे एक चीज मैं बताना चाहता हूँ. देखो, because you're restricted by the number of words, which is 500 words. I think you have gone beyond 500 words. तो ये इंट्रोडक्शन देने का जरूरी नहीं है. देखो, मणि रत्नम को सब कोई पहचानता है, ठीक है ना, इंडिया में. So you don't have to write lines like Mani Ratnam is an Indian filmmaker who predominantly works in Tamil cinema and also makes films in Hindi. तो
ये तो बस इसको मतलब वो करके कहा गया था.
ये जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि ये सबको पता है, ठीक है. स्टीवन स्पीलबर्ग कौन है वो भी सबको पता है. सो ऐसी इंट्रोडक्शंस यू आर वेस्टिंग वर्ड्स, ठीक है. So you try to save words and write about their style and form. Okay.
या ले एक्चुअली इसको लिखने के पीछे का रीजन ये कहता है कि हिंदी और तमिल सिनेमा में जैसी मेनली मूवीज बनती है, मणि रत्नम उनसे थोड़े अलग है, इसलिए मैंने ऐसा लिख दिया था. मतलब ऐसा क्योंकि इसके बाद ही मैंने अनकन्वेंशनल वे के बारे में बोला. ओके. Now talking about the style of Mani Ratnam. Mani Ratnam movies has been an inspiration for many filmmakers, and showing the beauty of the nature as well as the deeper emotion of the characters, in which cinematographer Santosh Sivan played a big role, and the symbolism plays a huge role in his movies, whose best example is the movie.
Again, Mani Ratnam movies has been an inspiration for many filmmakers, showing the beauty of it. It's out. You're wasting words.
तो सीधे ब्यूटी ऑफ द नेचर से शुरू कर सकते हैं कि मतलब उनकी फिल्मों में
या सिंबलिज्म से शुरू कर सकते हो तुम. एक्चुअली सिंबलिज्म से भी तुम शुरू कर सकते हो, ठीक है ना. संतोष शिवन,
लेकिन एक्चुअली वो प्राकृतिक सौंदर्य और डीपर इमोशंस जो उनकी फिल्मों में होते हैं
वो वहां से शुरू करो, नो प्रॉब्लम. उसका कैमरामैन कौन है, how he has been an influence on other filmmakers. These are unnecessary information for this particular question.
ओके.
देन
तो मतलब ये तो दिखा रहा है कि सिनेमेटोग्राफी कितनी अलग होती है, मतलब अच्छी होती है. या सो मतलब मनी रत्नम मूवीज हैज शोड द ब्यूटी ऑफ द नेचर as well as the emotions of the character in a very brilliant way, in which the cinematographer also plays a huge role, and the symbolism plays a huge role in Mani Ratnam movies, whose best example is the movie Ayutha Izutu, also and it is known as Yuva in Hindi. And it shows the color. It shows the color symbolism. Color symbolism was used in the movie Ayutha Izutu and Yuva, in which the character's personality is shown by the character's costumes as well as the surroundings of the characters. Like the color red showed the angry character named Inba, and the color green shows the development perspective of the character of Michael, and the color blue represented the calmness in the character of Arjun. And as I said, that characters' costumes as well as the surroundings in their scenes have shown their personality by the use of colors. Overall, we can say that both Mani Ratnam and Steven Spielberg have their own way of effective and innovative way of presenting their content. While Mani Ratnam focuses on unconventional and visual way of storytelling, and Steven Spielberg has a simple way of storytelling but dynamic way of picturization, and both the filmmakers are expert in tackling emotions of the people in their way.
So all this is good. Okay, first of all, तुमने बहुत unnecessary lines लिखा है जो try to discipline yourself, जो जरूरत नहीं है, try to understand the question and try to attack the question as soon as possible from the first line
Okay.
itself. ठीक है, introduction देने का जरूरत नहीं. Everybody knows Mani Ratnam, everybody knows Spielberg. ठीक है,
हाँ,
पहले फॉर्म के बारे में लिखो, फिर स्टाइल के बारे में लिखो. ठीक है,
ठीक है.
और दिस इज नंबर वन. नंबर टू, तुमने जो कलर कोडिंग किया, रेड शोज द एंग्री कैरेक्टर ऑफ इनबा स्लैश ललन. हाँ, तो ये तुम यो राइटिंग ऑन कंप्यूटर तो कैन डू कलर कोडिंग. तो तुम जब
Yeah.
एफटीआई में एग्जाम दोगे तो वहाँ पे कलर कोडिंग का सवाल नहीं है ना, वहाँ पे पेन से लिखना पड़ेगा, है ना.
हाँ, वो तो
सो
मैंने ऐसे लिख दिया था
हाँ,
कि
तो
अटेंशन के
हाँ,
लिए.
ऐसा ऐसा नहीं करने का, एकदम सिंपल लैंग्वेज में लिखो, अननेसेसरी. देखो एक चीज है कि फॉर्म एंड स्टाइल. देखो फॉर्म इज बेसिकली समथिंग कॉल्ड, बिफोर वी रियलाइज व्हाट इज, बिफोर वी डिस्कस व्हाट इज स्टाइल, लेट्स ट्राई टू
हम्म.
अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज the difference between form and content. Okay,
हम्म.
what is the difference between form and content? Can you tell me?
Content is the thing which we are presenting, and form is the way in which we write our content. मतलब
Exactly. मतलब
in which we structure our content.
form is the vessel. ठीक है ना. है, और
हम्म.
content is vessel के अंदर क्या है. ठीक है.
अच्छा.
So it's very simple. और form, it is the content which should decide the form. मतलब
हम्म.
vessel का shape क्या होगा, that will be decided by the content. It's not
हम्म.
the opposite. The form
हाँ.
does not decide the content. It is the content that decides the form. Okay. Suppose
हम्म.
तुम अगर thriller बनाओ,
हाँ.
तो thriller, whatever is the story of your thriller, whatever is the
हम्म.
script of your thriller, ठीक है. thriller में dark elements बहुत होते हैं, dark psyche, the characters are negative, or the street violence and all that. Okay, तो
हम्म.
उसका फॉर्म कैसा होगा, उसका लाइटिंग वैसा ही होगा ना, स्टार्क कॉन्ट्रास्ट. ओके, एंड हैंड हेल्ड कैमरा. ओके,
हम्म.
तो अगर तुम रोमांटिक फिल्म बना रहे हो, सपोज लव स्टोरी बना रहे हो, तो वो
हम्म.
स्टार्क कॉन्ट्रास्ट नहीं रहेगा. एवरीथिंग इज लिट अप, everything is very brightly lit. Okay, the
हाँ.
shots are very static. Okay, it's not moving, the camera is not moving. So it is the story or the genre which is deciding the form.
हम्म.
है ना, क्योंकि एक रोमांटिक फिल्म का फॉर्म ट्रीटमेंट जैसा होगा और एक थ्रिलर का ट्रीटमेंट जैसा होगा, वो डिफरेंट होगा. दिस
हम्म.
इज नंबर वन. अभी स्टाइल का सवाल आ जाता है. स्टाइल इज समथिंग पर्सनल. ठीक
हम्म.
है, style is something personal. We recognize a director by his individual style. Okay,
हम्म.
जैसे कि तुम अगर मणिरत्नम का, सॉरी, तुम अगर ए आर रहमान का कोई गाना सुनोगे which you have
हम्म.
not heard before, suppose you do not know this song is by A.R. Rahman. Okay, you have never
हम्म.
heard the song before, तुम्हें तुरंत पता चल जाएगा ये तो डेफिनेटली रहमान का सॉन्ग
हम्म.
है ना. हाँ, तो दैट इज रहमान का स्टाइल. ओके,
हाँ.
आर डी बर्मन का कोई गाना तुम सुनोगे विच यू हैव नॉट हर्ड बिफोर, इमीडिएटली तुम्हें पता चला ये तो आर डी बर्मन का
हम्म.
म्यूजिक डेफिनेटली होगा. तो दैट्स इज स्टाइल. सब
हम्म.
सब डायरेक्टर का, सब आर्टिस्ट का अपना अपना स्टाइल रहता है. फर्स्ट दे डिसाइड ऑन द फॉर्म, मैं फॉर्म क्या अडॉप्ट करूं. ठीक है,
हाँ.
देन दे डिसाइड अपना स्टाइल जो है, वो अपना स्टाइल वो ही ब्रिंग्स. स्टाइल इज पर्सनल, स्टाइल इज,
या
फॉर्म
या
इज
अभी
यूनिवर्सल.
अभी फ्यू डेज बैक मैं एक उनका सुन रही थी. म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर आजकल एक बहुत ही ट्रेंडिंग है, अनिरुद्ध नाम है उनका, अनिरुद्ध रविचंद्र.
हाँ,
उनका मैं स्टाइल के बारे में कह रही थी कि वो किस तरह से उनका म्यूजिक कंपोज करने का क्या स्टाइल है. वो कैसे कैसे फ्यूजन्स बनाते हैं, मतलब इंडियन और वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक का फ्यूजन बनाते हैं, कर्नाटिक म्यूजिक और वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक को मिला के ऐसे फ्यूजन्स बनाते हैं. और अनिरुद्ध का ऐसा क्या हाई वोल्टेज बीजीएम वगैरह का. तो फिर ये कहते हैं कि उनके स्टाइल्स हैं, इनसे पता चलता, पहचान है उनकी.
एग्जैक्टली, एग्जैक्टली. ठीक है, चलो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चन. ओके, टुडे इज द फर्स्ट डे, थोड़ा सा हम लोग स्लो जा रहे हैं, लेकिन ठीक है, मे का.
ओके, ये मैंने काफी जल्दी जल्दी में लिख लिया था. ओके, या
अच्छा,
सिनेमैटिक.
I'll read out. What is the difference between cinematic treatment and script? Okay, elaborate the difference between the two in case of a documentary film and a fiction film. Answer: cinematic treatment and script are two distinct but interconnected elements in the filmmaking process, playing crucial roles in shaping the final product. Script. The script is a detailed document that
अरे
transforms.
मैं ही पढ़ देती सर, मैं ही पढ़ लेती हूँ.
अच्छा पढ़ो हाँ.
अच्छा, okay. Cinematic treatment and script are the two distinct but interconnected elements in the filmmaking process, playing crucial roles in the shaping the final product. Script is a detailed document that transforms the cinematic treatment into a more structured form. It includes the scene description, the dialogues, the character actions, as well as the specific instruction of the actors and the crew. Cinematic treatment is the phenomena which shows the vision of the film to be presented in terms of cinematography, screenplay, and editing. Like, it's converting an idea into a presentation on the screen. While talking about the script in terms of a documentary. So in documentary filmmaking, a script is in the fluid form of the presentation and is the shooting script, which provide instruction and structure of the narration and the outlines of the scenes, outlines of the scenes, interviews, and the key moments. And a cinematic treatment of the documentary is the filmmaker's vision, like the thematic approach, visual storytelling, and the overall tone and pacing. Unlike a script, cinematic treatment for a documentary is even more flexible, allowing the spontaneity and the adaptation of the real world event. For example, it traces the concept of a narrative structure, like introducing the concept, characters, exploring their problems, as well as finding their solutions. And we're talking about a script in reference to a fictional film, so we can say that script is a structured form of a cinematic form and detailed document. It has description, dialogue, instruction of the actors. The script serves as a blueprint for the entire production process, providing a clear, standardized guide for the filmmakers. And by talking about cinematic treatment in reference to a fictional film, it outlines the visual style of storytelling, creative vision, plot, characters, thematic elements of a film. It provides a roadmap for the entire project, serving a blueprint for the screenplay. The treatment of a fiction film is more structured and includes elements like character development, dialogue snippets, and key plot points. एग्जाम्पल के तौर पर मैं कह सकता हूँ that it focus on the plot summary, visual style, character development, as well as the visual style of the film. ये दो बार हो गया visual style.
Therefore, I think you have not got this correct. What is the difference cinematic treatment and script? About the difference between case of documentary film and fiction film. Okay. Therefore, just cinematic treatment and script. First, let's try to understand. यहाँ पे cinematic treatment जो है, it is a very misunderstood word in the film industry. Okay. First of all, what is a script? Can you tell me the difference between a script and a screenplay?
सर, स्क्रिप्ट जो होता है वो एक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, मतलब कि हम वो स्टोरी में क्या प्रेजेंट करने जा रहे हैं, और जो स्क्रीन प्ले होता है वो हम ये प्रेजेंट करने वाले हैं कि हमारे पास जो स्क्रिप्ट है, जो कहानी है, उसको हम पर्दे पे कैसे प्रेजेंट करने वाले हैं, ये होता है. लाइक स्क्रिप्ट में हमको सिर्फ सीन्स और उनकी डिस्क्रिप्शन लिखी जाती है, वाइल जो स्क्रीन प्ले होता है उसमें हम एक तरह से ये दिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं कि मतलब ये कैमरा शॉट होगा, ऐसा कैमरा मूवमेंट होगा, इसको लिखावट में रखते हैं. ये जो है ये डे टाइम का है, नाइट टाइम का है वगैरह.
Okay. I'll tell you. Please hear this out, all of you. Okay. There's a tremendous confusion between what is a script and what is a screenplay. I'm not talking about treatment right now. Okay. There is actually no difference between a script and a screenplay. Okay. Remove that difference from your mind. Okay. Sometimes when I have classes with you, I'll be using the word script, or sometimes I'll be using the word screenplay. I'll be using these two words interchangeably. ठीक है. देखो क्या है, स्क्रीन प्ले हम लोग रेडियो प्ले होता है, व्हेन यू राइट अ स्क्रिप्ट फॉर द रेडियो. स्टेज प्ले होता है ना, तुम जब थिएटर के लिए स्क्रिप्ट लिख रहे हो, इट्स कॉल्ड स्टेज प्ले. ठीक है. सिमिलरली तुम जब सिनेमा के लिए स्क्रिप्ट लिखते हो, इट्स कॉल्ड स्क्रीन. सो वी यूज द वर्ड स्क्रीन प्ले टू डिफरेंशिएट कि ये फिल्म के लिए लिखा गया, ये स्टेज के लिए नहीं लिखा गया, या रेडियो के लिए नहीं लिखा. Okay, that is why you use the word screenplay. Okay, the script for a screen is called a screenplay. There is no difference between script and screenplay. Okay. अच्छा, अभी क्या है, दोनों में हमारा ऊपर सीन हेडिंग रहता है इंटीरियर क्लासरूम डैश डे. Madhu enters the room and switches on the light and sits on the sofa. He takes out a packet of cigarette and lights a cigarette. Then he gets up and walks towards the window and looks out of the window. Then he comes back and switches on the radio. A song comes out of the radio. पूरा action में दिखाई दे रहा है. Okay. Then Malti comes inside. Malti का dialogue. अरे मधु कब आया? अरे अभी आया. ऑफिस से जल्दी आ गया. Then you write the dialogues. Okay. So both script and screenplay, this is the format. Okay. Now when you're writing the script or the screenplay, you only are writing the action कि एक कैरेक्टर क्या कर रहा है वो सीन के अंदर, ठीक है ना, रूम के अंदर. Okay, whatever he or she is doing, or if there are dialogues, of course you can write the dialogues. ठीक है. यहाँ पे एक चीज समझने का कोशिश करो कि कैमरा एंगल्स हम लोग नहीं लिखते हैं. कि ये क्लोजअप है या लॉन्ग शॉट है, कैमरा ट्रैक्स अलोंग विद द कैरेक्टर, कैमरा zooms in, camera zooms out. We don't mention all those things when you're writing the script or the script. Okay. जब शूटिंग का तैयारी तुम करते हो, अब शूटिंग होएगा, ठीक है, तब तुम जाके ये तुम विजुलाइज करते हो, हाँ ये जो ही एंटर्स द रूम ये लॉन्ग शॉट में होगा, वो जब बैठ जाता है सिगरेट निकालता है वो मीडियम शॉट में होगा, शॉट नंबर 3, shot number 3 close up of his face. So again I cut to a wider angle. He gets up now and we track along with him to the window. Okay, he looks out. Okay, and you track back and he walks near the radio and switches on the radio. That is a close up of the radio. Okay, so we are doing the short, it's called short division or short breakdown. So isko hum log bolte hain shooting script. Are you clear? All of you are clear? This is called,
yes sir.
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
एक है स्क्रिप्ट और एक होता है शूटिंग स्क्रिप्ट, ठीक है. व्हेन यू आर राइटिंग द स्क्रिप्ट यू डोंट थिंक अबाउट कैमरा एंगल्स और मैग्निफिकेशन द कैमरा मूवमेंट्स एंड ऑल, वो बहुत बाद में है. ठीक है, सिर्फ एक्शन लिखो, विजुलाइज कर, ठीक है. दिस इज कॉल्ड द स्क्रिप्ट और द स्क्रीन. कोई फर्क नहीं है. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट स्क्रिप्ट एंड स्क्रीन. शूटिंग स्क्रिप्ट इज समथिंग एल्स. ओके, अभी सिनेमैटिक ट्रीटमेंट जहां तक बोला होता है, treatment there's a lot of confusion about what exactly is cinematic treatment. देखो एक होता है treatment note. When you're pitching your script, you already written the script. Okay, and when you're submitting the script to a producer or a production house, okay, you're not giving him the shooting script. Shooting script पढ़ने में वो बहुत boring होता है. That's a technical thing that you discuss with your unit members, cameraman and sound recordist and all this. Okay? तो प्रोड्यूसर को तुम स्क्रिप्ट देते हो या स्क्रीन प्ले देते हो, ठीक है. along with that you also have to give something called the treatment note. What is treatment note? That how am I going to treat this particular script in terms of visuals, in terms of audio. So if you have written a thriller, suppose you have written a thriller, the treatment note में तुम लिखोगे कि most of the film, because it is a thriller, will be handheld. There will be no static shot. The lighting will be high contrast lighting. Okay, stark play of light and shade. Okay, the actors that I'll choose for the different characters, they'll not be stars. Okay, they'll be ordinary looking actors from theaters or from from NSD or from FTI, new actors, because they will bring that rawness to the characters which will be missing in a star. Okay, so how you're visualizing the whole thing, that is called your treatment note. विजुअलाइजेशन. हाँ, तुम्हें प्रोड्यूसर पूछेंगे या कैमरामैन भी पूछेगा तू कैसा विजुअलाइज कर रहा है. साउंड रिकॉर्डिस्ट पूछेगा तुमको कि पूरा साउंड डिजाइन के बारे में बोल, कैसा साउंड डिजाइन तेरा दिमाग में है ना. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड दैट यू हैव टू राइट इन द ट्रीटमेंट नोट. ओके, यहाँ पे जो मांगा गया, ये जो क्वेश्चन तुमने लिखा, तो और एक चीज होता है ट्रीटमेंट मतलब ट्रीटमेंट इज समथिंग बेसिकली डॉक्यूमेंट्री में ये ट्रीटमेंट, डॉक्यूमेंट्री में स्क्रिप्ट नहीं होता है, बिकॉज डॉक्यूमेंट्री में वी कैन नॉट प्रेडिक्ट what you will get, what you will not get. Okay, जैसे कि you have to depend on a lot of chances. ठीक है ना. जैसे कि अल्फ्रेड हिचकॉक, फेमस अमेरिकन फिल्म मेकर, एक अच्छा चीज बोला था कि in cinema the director is God, but in a documentary God is the director. मतलब तुम राजस्थान में suppose you are making a film, documentary film on राजस्थान का कोई whatever problem, water problem suppose, ठीक है ना. हाँ, तो तुमने you have gone there to do a recce. You know what's a recce? मतलब location hunting before we actually shoot. हाँ, तो तुमने तय कर लिया, I'll ask questions to these 5 families. Through the 5 families, I'll show the water problem. How the women have to walk every day 10 miles to fetch water and come back. what do they do, how do they draw the water, okay. And then I'll interview local politicians. So you've already spoken to them. Sir, मैं आऊंगा 2 महीना बाद शूटिंग करने के लिए, आपसे इंटरव्यू लूंगा, आपसे इंटरव्यू, आपसे इंटरव्यू. Bureaucrats, IAS officers, police people. You've already made a list. Okay, so script for a documentary film, we do not, though we call it a script, it's actually a treatment that we write. My film, documentary film, is on Rajasthan ka water problem. Okay, I'll have visuals involving Rajasthani women walking 10 miles every day to fetch water from. I'll have shots of them, colorful dresses, drawing water. Okay, then I'll interview Mr. Whatever bureaucrat. Okay, and ask him questions related to water problem and what the government is doing to solve the problem. Then I'll talk to interview local politicians. Politician number 1, politician number 2. अभी politician क्या बोलेगा तुम्हें पता नहीं ना. This is not a film that you are making. Feature film में you write the dialogues. But अभी politician क्या बोलेगा, bureaucrat क्या बोलेगा, या और lady क्या बोलेगी, you do not know. You have an idea. So whatever you want to shoot and whatever you have discovered, you write that. This is like in a table form, point wise. So that is called a treatment technique in documentary. Okay, and you're not sure about the structure. Beginning kya hoga, middle kya hoga, end kya hoga. Documentary mein the structure is decided on the editing table during the edit. In feature film, the structure already you have worked out the structure in the screen or the script. Okay, so this is the main difference. The treatment you write for documentary films, you can call it a script. Okay, but you cannot have a proper script for a documentary film because you do not know. तुम जब जाओगे एक्चुअल शूटिंग के लिए, वहां पे जो लेडी बहुत ही वोकल थी, उसका हस्बैंड मना कर दिया, नहीं मेरा औरत नहीं जाएगी, उसको नहीं मिलेगा तुम्हें. एक ब्यूरोक्रेट मर भी चुका है. दूसरा सरकार पावर में आ गया, बोला नहीं हमारे यहाँ पे वाटर प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. So you do not know what you're going to get. It's always changing. It is always evolving. ठीक है ना? So ये याद रखना, what you write for a documentary is a treatment, though we call it a script, and what you write for a feature film is a script or a screenplay, and we write a treatment note, how you're going to visualize the whole thing, how the film is going to look. Clear है?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
चलो अभी next who's there? कौन है? अजय नहीं है ना?
Yes, sir.
अजय, एक सेकंड, let me see you. एक सेकंड. Where is Ajay?
Yes, sir.
Ajay Madhav, from Kerala. Okay.
Yeah.
Share screen. Okay. Okay. Revenge. Okay. चलो करो.
Okay. A house surrounded by trees swaying in the wind. There is a chance for a rain. At that moment, a young boy came to the house with his bike and parked it to the right side of the house. After parking, he walked to the inside of the house. Wind is always blowing. He
It's
goes
not
to the
wind.
bathroom.
It is wind. Wind. Wind is also. Let me read it. Wind is also. Can you hear me? Can you understand my?
Yeah. Yes, yes, sir.
Wind is also blowing. He goes to the bathroom and takes bath. You should always write in present tense, not past tense.
Okay.
He comes back to the kitchen. He comes back to the kitchen room and eats puttu. Then he walks around. Then he walks around the house and checks where the parents sitting while eating food. He reaches at a room near to the kitchen and sees his mother is scrolling on the phone while lying down on the bed. Mother does not look at him. He never calls his mother at that time. Then he goes to another room and sees his father also scrolling on the phone. He comes back to the kitchen and sits on the chair. He starts thinking about future while eating. After some time, his mother goes to his father's room fast. He sees that, and they are start to shout loudly. The young boy gets up and goes to wash his hands, and he comes out to outside the kitchen. The shouting voice is loud and loud. He covers his ears and with his hands and walks to upside and gets into his room and checks to down. Also, they are shouting. In that moment, he gets angry. He bangs the door with by shouting. He lies down on the bed and closes his eyes slowly. While he's lying on the bed, his phone is ringing in silence. He attends the call, but there is no response from the call. He hangs up the phone. After some time, his phone gets to ring. He checks the phone and sees it's unknown number. He attends the call. He starts his call with hello. He listens to the matter. He hangs up and calls, and he gets shivering. He starts to breathe heavily. He gets up from the bed and drinks water from the jug. He again starts to breathe and shiver. He walks through the room for a few more times. After some time, his mobile gets vibrating and looks to the phone. He sees that his unknown number. He attends the call. The caller says, "Now you are the culprit of the Variambali rape case. Police will get you soon and will rest." He hangs up the call. Now he slowly starts to breathe and moves to the doorway on the balcony. He opens the door. He goes outside. He jumps down. He falls in front of the house, and police vehicle comes to house at that moment. 438 words. देखो Ajay,
Yes, sir.
as I was telling Tanvi, as I was telling you and the others, Ajay's writing is very visual. You know, from the very first line, we can see a guy enter. He seems to be nervous.
अच्छा सर.
Mother busy with the phone. Father is also busy with the phone. Then he lies down. He has food. Washes his hands, and mother and father fight kar raha hai. Okay, gets louder. So we can see and we can hear. So this is called visual writing. This is what is desired. Though Ajay has written it in past tense, you should write it in present tense. Okay, this is
sir, I have doubt. If I write, I'm not good in English, so there is a problem. So if I write in English in these questions, like past tense, right? Okay,
past tense. Don't write in past tense.
Don't write the past
present tense.
Write in present tense. Okay.
Present tense. Okay. Try to write in present tense. All of you, because film जो हम लोग देखते हैं, when you watch a film, that's happening in present tense. Even if it is a story which happened 500 years ago, but it is happening now, in front of your eyes on the screen. Okay. And it's very visual. So I like your story. I hope you have used all the sounds, 5 sounds that are there. And what I like is basically the concept. So we get to know that he has raped somebody. He's guilty. Okay. So एक चीज कर सकते हो, देखो अगर the police comes to arrest him, okay, the police will never call him कि see, we are coming to arrest you. You have raped somebody and killed her. That the police will never inform, because then the man will run away. Okay, isn't it? So the police will not give that kind of a scope to the culprit. Okay, so what you can do, if you have to convey this information to the audience, why this guy is so hassled, you can have a chota sa scene with the mother. The mother, I have done a tremendous wrong. Kya kiya tumne beta? No, I've just raped a woman and killed her. Oh my God! And just then you can hear the police ka whistle. Okay, and he runs outside and jumps on the back. Okay, sir. Follow. So mother के साथ भी थोड़ा सा interaction हो गया. He admits to mother that he has raped and killed the girl. The police should come as a surprise. Police will never inform the accused that we are coming to arrest you. So भाग जाए. Okay. Okay, sir. Otherwise, it is good. I like the visual storytelling. Okay. Achha. Then share screen again and okay. Express your views for or against TV shows in India which are based on foreign shows.
Okay. Sir, can I?
You want to read or shall I read? Let me read.
Okay. I'm not attached to TV shows as of now, because there are no relevant shows or programs in Kerala, I believe. I don't know about other TV shows apart from my mother tongue. So if you ask about TV shows in Malayalam, I should tell it's a full of bad programs. TV channels are running for TRP rating, not for the content. They are ready to sell bad contents through TV program for setting a huge viewers. I'm not a politically correct person. I'm trying to be politically correct in my life. In my opinion, nobody cannot be 100% politically correct. That's the reason why TV shows.
Just a moment. Just answer.
Okay.
That's the reason.
That's why TV shows are more politically incorrect in their shows. Once I just watched a few minutes of the show Star Magic program in Flowers Channel Malayalam. In that program, is willing to ready to make fun of black color skin persons, fat persons, and aggravating scenes. There is a huge fan base in Kerala in that program, but I can surely say there is no good contents. There are also looking for TRP rating through the aggravating instead of entertaining. Also, there is a huge fans in Asianet Malayalam serials. Their contents are mostly saying about mother-in-law and daughter stunned relationship, always talking about family relationships. Some TV channels are conducting programs like star singer programs and judges who they are singers, which appreciating them. Yes, only for success term. They make competitions each others. This is TV shows in my mother tongue.
ओके देखो यहाँ पे क्या है जस्ट मोमेंट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यहाँ पे class. Yeah. First of all, the question was on Indian television programs which are influenced or adapted from American or European programs or Asian programs. A lot of shows kind of are being influenced by Korean television series, which are very popular and very famous and very good also. Okay, so now it is your bad luck that you do not know about these shows. Tanvi
Yes,
knows
yes.
about Tanvi knows about these shows. So Tanvi has written. I hope Tanvi has not copied from Google or AI, but Tanvi has written in details whatever the shows are. Okay, but you are unfortunately not aware of these shows, and plus
Yes.
you're not aware of shows in other languages. You're aware of shows only in Malayalam language. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
according to you, they are very bad. Okay, now I'm telling this. First of all, whenever I discuss any assignment with any student, I'm actually talking to all of you. So all of you must listen to me. Okay, na? Okay. So what Ajay has done, Ajay has brought his own personality into the question. I don't watch television shows. They are very bad. Huh? I don't mention I. Okay.
Okay,
Don't
sir.
talk about yourself. I hate this kind of shows. I hate that kind of shows. All stupid shows. I hardly watch television. Yeah, never bring your personality. Your personality will always be reflected in whatever you do in life. Okay, whatever story you write, whatever film you make, that is a different discussion. Okay, but when you're answering a question, don't bring your own personality.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So
Okay, sir.
I cannot evaluate this for the very simple reason you have not addressed the question at all. Okay, so as an
Okay.
examiner, I'll not I'll give you zero. But I mean zero in the sense that the student has not been able to answer the questions. He's not aware, okay, of
Okay,
these
sir.
kind of shows which are because as an aspiring student sitting for the FTI exams, you are required to know a lot of things, and that is not possible. Not everybody
sir.
can know everything. No, there are a lot of things which you will not know. Okay, we cannot be expert in everything. Okay, so that is okay. Then try
Okay,
to
sir.
answer the other questions in a better manner. Okay,
Okay.
suppose
Okay.
they ask you 10 questions. Out of 10 questions, you do not know about 8 questions, then definitely you will not get in. You only know 2 questions. Your answers are very good in those 2 questions, but what about the 8 other questions? So you are required to know about these things. So you are required to read up a lot, watch a lot of, you have to actually, IAS officer, IAS exam ke liye, jaise, students prepare. You have to prepare for FTI exams also like that. Cultural affairs, mostly cultural affairs, and not only cinema and theater and television, also cultural
Okay.
affairs, local folk theater, local dramas, local dance forms, okay,
Yeah,
local
okay.
paintings, history of Indian tradition. Okay, that is what
I
you are.
just attended IFFK in Trivandrum, Kerala. IFFK
Acha,
International Film Studio.
okay.
Now, not arguing. I
Ah,
just saying to because I'm a fresher to write FTA exam, so I want to
okay, okay. So you have to
cover
prepare
all.
a little,
Yeah.
prepare a lot more. Okay, because the
Yes, yes, yes.
competition is very tough. Okay, okay. Chalo, I'll move on to the next this
Yeah.
thing. Uh, TV shows. What is the difference between form and style in filmmaking? Elaborate the distinction with an example from an Indian filmmaker and one from international filmmaker. Let me read this. When we become film lovers only because of I believe in storytelling. Again, don't mention I.
Okay,
As I
sir.
told
Okay,
you.
sir.
Okay, na, huh?
Okay, sir.
Again, don't mention once my friend asked when I was studying in class 12, don't talk about yourself or your friends or your family. Okay.
Okay.
Lot of stories hated and tagged by watching each film, but he doesn't know about unknown filmmakers. Once we are touched by their films because they are deeply read in their pastime. Yes, all of film lovers have their favorite makers on the basis. Yeah, this is the first paragraph is absolutely not necessary. Okay.
Okay, okay.
You're
Okay,
not
sir. Okay, sir.
answering the question at all. You're taking a lot of time talking about things which are not relevant.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Film form is a decision you make that concerns and shapes the whole story as it has been written or how it will be shown to the audience. And film style is the specific shooting, editing, and audio decisions we make to support the form. Okay. Yeah, more or less, this is right. Okay. The form is all about the story, the plot, the narrative of the film. Okay. And there are a lot of favorite filmmakers to me. Don't write there are a lot of favorite filmmakers to me. Again, you're moving away from the answer. But as
Okay,
of now,
okay.
I would like to write two makers who they are the best in form and style in the making. Again, unnecessary lines. I am a huge fan. Again, don't write. I am a huge fan of Kamal Hassan as it did in
Sorry,
all
sir.
films. But as a writer and director, his films is highly inspired me to do a lot of things. Again, unnecessary after watching Anbe Sivam. So write straight away about Anbe Sivam and Kamal Hassan. Okay, na?
Okay.
Sometimes I become atheist and thinking about the people who they are suffering without privilege. In again, you're talking about I, no I. In Anve Sivam, he says about communism through the conversation between two characters. Also, Kamal Hassan's role is working and protesting for society in Anve Sivam. Another film, Viru Mandi, we can see Rashomon effect with brilliant filmmaking. Viru Mandi is saying about the problems of lowest people who they are suffering for and the land and water. In Virumandi, he used different styles of filmmaking with J cuts and edit. His successes when storytelling with different characters. This is the main form of filmmaking. Another film he wrote that is Dashavataram, saying about the chaos theory. Chaos theory is saying about scientific study and mathematics focused on underlying factors. In Dashavataram, he used butterfly effect in storytelling process. Kamal Hassan, who is the maker, is telling about the stories which we have not heard before. Another internet. Acha, so you are talking about Kamal Hassan. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes, sir.
so come straight to Kamal Hassan. Okay. Don't beat around the bush, as we say. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
So don't write we are film lovers and I was introduced to film by a friend in class 12 and all those things are not. Don't be autobiographical at all. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So first explain what you understand by form and what you understand by style. Okay. After the small introduction by form, it is what you understand. Okay. And the style is individual. Style is personal. Okay. And
Okay,
then
sir.
you straight away talk about in Kamal Hassan's, for example, in Kamal Hassan's this film, Ande Sivam, what is the form and what is the style? Okay. Now you're cutting to this Mexican director Inarritu, who he is best in so his films reverent but is with different form of filmmaking. Inarritu has said fear of the unknown is a great creative partner. Throughout Inarritu's filmography, the directors continue to embrace the uncertainty of life's moments, allowing his audiences to cry with joy and scream with fear in Reverent, though doesn't want his audience to turn away and instead forces them to confront some of the most uncomfortable experiences of human condition. Ultimately, Inarritu's films are reflections of life in all its glory and devastation. Through Inarritu's movies, we see that cinema is limitless canvas from which we can learn and create from. As a filmmaker says, cinema is an infinite medium, so we should take advantage of it. It is Inarritu's endlessly imaginative attitude that continues to inspire his audiences. In Birdman, Reagan quite literally escapes the anxieties of his current situation and begins adopting a new perspective on life. In Inarritu's films, the cinematic technique is a perfect representation of the optimism and confusion of his characters. To conclude, I am recommending these filmmakers and the films to study about. You are nobody to confront. तुमने क्या किया? I'll tell you. तुमने again, this is a little problematic. I mean, your answer is very vague. Okay, it should be about one or two films maximum of each director. You talk about the content. What is it about? In 1 or 2 lines, what is the film about? That is the content. And as I told you, content decides the form. So the director has used this kind of a form to tell the story. Okay. So that is the form. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Form is always general. Okay. And style is individual. Okay. So style can be perceived even if the form is different. A particular director has different, made suppose 7 films which are different in forms, different genres he has made. Okay. But still we can understand through certain touches, personal touches. Okay. Okay, these 5 films are made by the same director because the style is kind of, the style comes out. He has a certain distinction. There is a certain way of using the camera, the edit, the music. That is the style. How he's using these elements, technical elements, to embellish. Embellish, matlab, to uplift the form. Pehle comes the form. First comes the content. The content decides the form, and then comes the style. Always remember this. Style is personal. Kamal Hassan's style will be different from Inaritu style. Inaritu style will be different from Spielberg style. Spielberg style will be different from Adur Gopalakrishnan style. Isn't it? Because Adur Gopalakrishnan stories are different.
So can you repeat? So content leads to form and form leads to style.
Yeah, come again.
So can you repeat the trail? Like content leads to form and form leads to style. Right?
No, first you start with the content. Content is the story, कहानी.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? वो कहानी तो तुम लिखोगे in the form of a screen, naturally. So, because the screenplay that you can do film. So that is the content, whether you call it a story or whether you call it a screenplay. Okay. So you should never think about form or style when you're thinking of an idea for a film. First think of the content. मेरा कहानी क्या हो? ये कहानी को मैं कैसे लिखूंगा in the form of a script. ठीक है? So first comes the content. Once you've written the script or the screenplay, same thing as I told you. Now you decide इसका form क्या होगा. As I told you, if a love story अगर होगा, everything will be brightly lit up. The actors will lead, wear colorful clothes maybe. Okay, if it's a tragedy, a dark story, the costumes will be different. So the form is changing. Na? So it is the content which is deciding the form. Can you get me? The content, the content decides the form. Okay. Now, once you've decided the form, form is basically, this is how I'm going to treat. Now is the style. The style is individual. So form can, the 5 directors can have the same, decide on the same form for the same story, 5 directors. But their approach will be different. Approach to the same story, same content, same form will be different. For the same film, so, one director will use handheld. For the same film, for the same content, another director will use static shots. Follow? So that is the director's personal style. So content, then comes the form, then comes the style. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The last question is difference between cinematic treatment and script. Okay. Tell about the difference between 2 in case of documentary film and fiction film. In my point of view, there are 2 types of viewers in our world. Firstly, there is a viewer who they are seeing for entertainment, just for entertainment. They are approaching things on the basis of entertainment, but also they are seeking new elements. And again, this is unnecessary. Okay. Secondly, I'm seeing another group who are watching films and documentaries in serious manner. They're watching films not for entertainment, but also for politics and other reasons. So, तुम जो बोल रहे हो सही बोल रहे हो. What you're saying is right, but you don't have to write about these things. Okay. Because that is not the question. In this group, they are ready to make their film for protesting political things which they see around in the world. A film can't move to the next step without these 2 viewers. We have films to show the people for encouraging them. You're still not started replying to the question. A good film is recognized on the basic of cinematic treatment and script. You can add dialogues for understanding viewers to convince them. There are more arguments about a filmmaking. There is talk, a visual treat is in a film, and the best is more than script and dialogues. But also there are lots of examples who they are making films for with the brilliant script. Again, I'm not being able to understand what exactly you're saying. In a fictional film, cinematic treatment is using for visually treating viewers with understanding the theme or main plot. Indian filmmaker Satyajit Ray Short film 2 is the best example for cinematic treatment. The film has no dialogue and the action moves through the film, and we can see the difference between two children, one poor, one rich. They are both playing with their toys. The rich one in his large mansion, the poor one in his tall grass near hut. They see each other and start to make more and more noise. The poor boy grabs a beautiful kite and lets it float on the wind. The rich boy sees it, gets incredibly jealous, and shoots it down with his toy gun. So we can understand the things without dialogues and with visuals. There are makers making films with using cinematic treatment. Anurag Kashyap, Arun Maheshwaran, Alphonse Putran, Mani Ratnam, and more filmmakers are the examples. But using dialogues is another task for writers to make the beautiful film. In my point of view, Quentin Tarantino's film Reservoir Dogs using dialogue for viewers to go with the film starting with 8 gangsters eat breakfast at a Los Angeles hotel restaurant. They are talking about money and others. Also, famous film 12 Angry Men by Sidney Lumet says he can watch viewers giving importance to script and engaging them. In my opinion, if a documentary film is engaging viewers with cinematic treatment with dialogues, if I talk about the examples, I'm saying Virappan documentary, Netflix. In that series, they're giving importance to cinematic treatment and script. After some scenes, they are portraying Virappan as good or bad with dialogues and visual. To conclude, if I am willing to make a film, I approach through mainly cinematic treatment, giving more importance to script. Cinematic treatment is an element. You have got confused. You know, you're making a difference between cinematic treatment, visuals, and dialogues ek taraf hai, and visual treatment ek taraf hai. It's not like that. Okay. Every film has a treatment. Every film has a visual treatment, an audio visual treatment. It can be bad, it can be good. That is the difference. Okay, number one. Number two, a film may or may not have dialogues. Okay, if a film demands dialogues, it will have dialogues. There are films which do not require dialogues. There are no dialogues, or they're very less dialogues. Nothing to do with a treatment or script or anything like that. You're making a differentiation where it does not exist. Okay, as I was explaining to Tanvi, in a documentary film, you need to write scripts for both documentary films and feature films or fiction film. Let's call fiction film. It can, because it need not be a feature film. It can be a short film. Okay, fiction is the right word. Okay, so when you're writing a script for a fiction film, you know what you're writing, the dialogues, how the characters will move, what will they say. Looks out of the window, comes back, and smokes a cigarette and all that. Okay, we're absolutely sure, because an actor is going to play that part and he'll be under your control. Okay, but in a documentary film, you cannot write such a tight script because you do not know how these guys are going to behave. What will you get? As Alfred Hitchcock said, in a documentary film, God is the director, because things are not in your hands. Okay, a lot of things, most of the things are not in your hands. The documentary film evolves, but you have to write some kind of a treatment. Treatment, matlab, for a documentary film, what are the things you want to shoot? What is the purpose of your film? What is the film about? It is about women in Rajasthan, how they walk 10 miles every day to fetch water. What a problem, right? That is subject of your film. Okay, so what is the treatment? Treatment is, I'll have shots of colorful dresses, women walking 10 miles a day, okay, fetching water, drawing water, okay, the problems they face, interviews with politicians, so that is the treatment. Okay, for a fiction film, there's something called the treatment note. Treatment note is where you are expressing how you want to visualize the film. Okay, what will be the art direction, how the sets will appear, who will be the actor, and how the actors will look like. Maybe they are not stars, maybe they are local people, because yours is a low budget film, okay, to do with crime. If you take a star, people will look at the star and people will not follow the story. So that is your treatment. That treatment is approach for a fiction film. Treatment is basically approach. How you're approaching the film. So you might say treatment for a fiction film is more like the style that will determine your style. That is personal. Okay. If you decide that I'll not have stars, I'll have actors, that is a creative decision. That is your style. That is also the treatment. Somebody else for the same film, for the same script, he will decide, no, I'll not have unknown actors, I'll have stars. That will be his style. But the content is the same. The form is the same. Clear? Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt. And these four answers of mine, which positions I have to improve?
You have
I
to first of all of you have to understand the question, and because you allowed 500 words or 400 words, you never know. It could be 400 words also. So don't write unnecessary things. Number one,
okay.
attack the question as soon as possible, immediately from the very first line. Okay, don't talk about yourself. When I was small, I used to go to school. I met a friend who told me you must watch Adur Gopalakrishnan ka films. They are very good. I got it. So don't write personal things like autobiographical elements. Straight away, first of all, try to understand the question, then think, take your time. What is the question really about? What am I required to think for a while? Don't start writing immediately. Compose your mind, compose your thoughts, okay? And then you start writing. And you can write it in point form also. That Tanvi had done in her answers. Point wise, categories, style, cultural influences, this, that, छोटे paragraphs. ठीक है योर असाइनमेंट जितना भी असाइनमेंट तुमने अभी किया है द बेस्ट इज द स्टोरी द फर्स्ट वन दैट इज रियली गुड okay but you're confused about the others. You're not getting the question, you're not understanding the question. You have to understand the question, and it is a bad luck if you're not exposed to Indian television shows which are inspired by foreign shows. So you're required to know all those things also, even if you're not interested, for the purpose of exam. ठीक है ना?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, I'll now move on to the next this thing. Moin Pathan is not there. Okay. Nandana is there? She's not there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, let me see you just a moment. Where is Nandana? Okay, you're from?
I'm here.
Where are you from?
Sir, I'm from Chennai, sir.
You're from Chennai. Okay, so share screen. Nandana will read, start reading. Okay. Hello, Nandana. Read the first question.
Yeah, I'll read, sir.
Yeah.
In a serene town embraced by hills, a family resided in a cozy home nestled alongside a rambling river. Shaurya and Vedika, accompanied by their two little ones, Ruhi and Rahul, found joy in their days playing by the water's edge. One stormy evening, as dark clouds swiftly engulfed the clear blue sky, the wind roared fiercely. Intense rain started to pour, stirring up a chaotic atmosphere. Suddenly, a powerful gust of wind forcefully closed the front door, its resounding bang echoing through the house. The family, now consumed in the storm's fury, hurriedly attended to securing their home. Shaurya and Vedika's voices intertwined amidst the chaos, trying to communicate over the deafening wind inside. Inside the sorry, the clarity is gone a little.
Yeah. Right now. Can you see now?
Inside, the children, Ruhi and Rahul, clung to each other, their small haven shaken by the elements. As the storm raged outside, the family stood united, facing the situation with resilience, their bond unwavering amidst the howling wind and pounding rain. Shaurya and Vedika hurriedly attempted to seal the windows against the relentless wind. Their voices overlapped in a struggle to communicate amidst the storm's uproar. Meanwhile, a mobile phone endlessly vibrated on the table, flashing with urgent messages. Inside, Ruhi and Rahul clung to each other, frightened by the storm, and their parents raised voices. Tears welled up as they sought comfort in the midst of turmoil, yearning for safety and assurance. Simultaneously, the river outside began swelling rapidly, its water splashing against the riverbank and seeping into the house. Recognizing the approaching danger, Shaurya and Vedika swiftly gathered their children, rushing to seek refuge on higher ground within their home. Battling the elements, Shaurya dashed outside to secure the windows and doors, while Vedika comforted Ruhi and Rahul, attempting to uh, ease their fears. The urgency of the situation replaced the frantic shouting as the parents collaborated to safeguard their family. Time stretched endlessly as they fought against nature's wrath. Slowly, the storm weakened, the wind losing its force, and the rain easing off. The noise of the door banging and water splashing faded bit by bit. Tired but comforted, the family gathered in the living room, wrapped in blankets, finding peace in being together. Ruhi and Rahul's cries turned into quiet murmurs as they grew drowsy, and the once busy phone lay ignored on the table. In the stillness following the event, illuminated by flickering lights, the family found solace and gratitude for their safety and unity, with hearts full of thankfulness for weathering the um, storm together. They drifted into a peaceful slumber, secure in the knowledge that their bond could withstand any challenge that come their way.
Okay, this is very good. Okay, and it's very visual. I don't know whether you were there in the beginning or not. I was talking about difference between literary writing
Yeah,
and visual writing. Okay, so your effort should
yes,
be to write visually. So whenever whoever reads your story should be able to see the visuals. So when you're reading out, I could see the visuals. I could see the family. I could see the town. I could see the storm approaching. I could see the ferocity of the storm and how the family is getting rattled and how they're struggling to survive and bond and all. I can see the telephone ringing and all that. Okay, and the storm subsides and they're kind of safe. Okay, so it's a very positive story also. Very visual, which is very important. And I hope you have used all the sounds, the 5 sounds.
Yes, sir. I've used the water splashing, phone vibrating, door banging, the men and women were raised voice, and the crying of the babies, the children.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And just only one advice: try to write your stories in the present tense. Okay, you have written it in the past tense.
Okay.
Okay. For example, I'll just show you. Then I'll move on to the next question. Okay. For example, just say. Just simultaneously, the river outside begins to swell rapidly. Its water against the riverbank and seeps into the house. Okay.
Yes.
Recognizing the approaching danger, Shaurya and Vedika swiftly gathered their children and they rushed to seek refuge on the higher ground within the homes. Okay. Shaurya dashes outside to secure the windows and doors while Vedika comforts Ruhi and Rahul. Attempting to ease the urgency of the situation replaces the frantic shouting as the parents collaborate to safeguard their family. Follow. So everything I can present.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the next question: express your views for or against television shows in India which are based on foreign shows. Give to 5 and more. Paro, against.
So I've chose against the motion.
Okay.
The inclination to adapt foreign TV shows in India has persisted for considerable duration. While it introduces varied content to Indian viewers, certain facets warrant scrutiny. Initially, reproducing foreign TV series frequently results in dearth of originality within Indian television. Rather than nurturing indigenous talent and cultivating inventive approaches within the industry, there is a proclivity to depend on established foreign templates. This trend curtails the opportunity for groundbreaking storytelling that could profoundly connect with the domestic audience. For instance, the Indian adaptation of the American show Friends was an absolute disaster that could only last 26 episodes. The adaptation stayed close to the source material, missing out the opportunity to infuse it with elements using unique to the Indian content. Likewise, the Indian iteration of the office endeavored to replicate the essence of the American workplace humor, but encountered difficulties in encapsulating the subtleties of Indian corporate dynamics. This led to the varied reception among audiences, inviting both praise and criticism. Sir, if you could scroll a little. Yeah. The most recent remake of the very popular show, The Vampire Diaries, that was named as Ishq Mein Ghayal, which faced a major backlash and innumerous trolling for the poorly constructed VFX and underwritten dialogues that was criticized by Indian audience nationwide, which led to the going off air sooner than expected. Okay, there's grammatical error there. Furthermore, replicating foreign shows may impede the progress of homegrown content creators. The persistent preference for foreign adaptations by broadcasters and producers could deter the emergence of inventive storytelling methods from local writers and directors. This perpetuates a cycle where original Indian stories are marginalized, limiting the variety of content accessible to viewers. The crux lies in finding equilibrium between adapting foreign production and nurturing original material. Indian television abounds with untapped narratives steeped in diverse cultures, traditions, and social issues. Platforms should invest in cultivating these stories, empowering local talent to craft engaging content that strikes a chord with the audience. Promoting originality doesn't entail dismissing adaptations altogether. Instead, it advocates for an approach that injects these adaptations with indigenous flavors, cultural references, and unique Indian essence. Another factor we have to emphasize is on that with the growing medium of OTT platforms, the accessibility to foreign content has become easier, which is proportional to the fact that all the popular TV shows around the world are already being consumed by the Indian audience, and that ultimately leads to lesser viewership for the shows which are remade and telecasted in India. In conclusion, relying extensively on foreign TV show adaptations may offer new content to Indian viewers, yet it impedes the organic growth of original storytelling in the Indian television sphere. Achieving a harmonious equilibrium between the adaptations and cultivating indigenous narratives is pivotal. This balance will create a dynamic environment where both can flourish, enhancing the television panorama for audiences.
No, this is, I'm sure it's almost 700 words.
Oh no, sir, I mentioned
कितना है?
it's only 480, sir.
Sure, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know. I'll check your words.
I have not been able to reach 500, sir. Everything is standing at 480, 470.
No, ठीक है. It did not be exactly 500. It can be 480, 470, 450 also. Okay? But it should not be 150. You know, so it should be 450 plus, okay, and less than 500. But anyway, yours is very good. That Tanvi has written for the motion.
Yeah.
Against the motion, both of you have given valid reasons, okay, and your reasons were quite genuine. And your main thing is a little ethical in the sense you're talking about, local stories, local talents being marginalized, not coming into kind of focus, which is good. I mean, this kind of attitude that you have, look marginalized ho ja raha hai, they are unheard of. You're not nurturing local talents. There can be a lot of very good talents, and you have given good examples from shows like Friends and what's the other show that you
Office and Vampire Diaries. Yeah.
Okay. So I did not know about the shows. Anyway, I knew about the American Office, the Friends we watch. Okay. Anyway, so तुम्हारा examples जो है सही है, तुम्हारा argument भी सही है. लेकिन एक चीज मैं सबको बताना चाहता हूँ कि television industry in our country, not only in our country, all over the world, is a ruthless industry. They are not bothered about nurturing local talent or any kind of social role or responsibility. They're absolute kind of ruthless in the sense कि what sells goes.
What sells? Yeah.
मतलब अगर अमेरिकन शो को अडेप्ट करके अगर इट्स रनिंग, मतलब जरूरत नहीं है हमें लोकल टैलेंट. लोग भूखे मरे, हमारा बैंक में पैसा आ रहा है ना. हम गाड़ी खरीद रहे हैं ना. I'm buying, you understand Hindi ना, all of you?
Yes, sir, yes.
If any of you don't understand whatever I'm saying, please don't hesitate to ask me for clarification, because I switch between English and Hindi. ठीक है ना? Okay, so it's very ruthless. It's very kind of मतलब heartless. Okay, and they only look at TRP numbers. It is only of late, or thanks to OTT channels, that they are kind of exploring newer ideas, Indian ideas. You know, if you see Railwayman, the Railwayman, and you know the Patal Lok, and
Yeah.
where the ideas are really very indigenous. They are not adapting a foreign shift.
Yes. Yes.
For the first time, something really interesting is happening, and very good shows. Dahad, if you've seen Dahad,
I have to watch, sir. It's in my
it's very
list.
good.
Yeah.
It's a very good
Hmm.
show. These
Yeah.
movie series, Dahad dekho, the Railwayman dekho, okay, Patal Lok
Yeah.
dekho. Okay,
Hmm.
that is where they're really nurturing local talents,
Yes.
local
Yes.
ideas. They're very rooted. They're very, very rooted. Okay,
Yes, sir.
they're not inspired from they're not adaptations of foreign
Hmm.
shows. Okay,
True.
so ठीक है, this is good. Now let's move on to your next question. See, okay. Express. अच्छा ये तो हो गया. Things and all. Okay. What is the different form and style in filmmaking? Elaborate the distinction with an example from an Indian filmmaker and one from international filmmaker. Fair notes. Okay, chalo, karo.
Sir, I'm not sure if I understood. Oh, it's not this one. Okay, on
It's
this
a
one.
difficult question. Of course, it's a difficult question
No,
for.
sir, it was not this one. It was the next question. This is fine, I guess. I'll read it, sir. Okay. Form and style of filmmaking are two distinct aspects of filmmaking, which depends on the director's choice and experience. Both of these play an important role in shaping the film and the impacts it in the results. Form pertains to structure and storytelling techniques, including narrative, structure, and symbolism. It establishes the framework of the film. Meanwhile, style involves artistic decisions like cinematography, editing, and directorial approach, crafting the film's distinct visual and thematic identity. Both form and style contribute significantly to a film's overall presentation and resonance with audience. S.S. Rajamouli's cinematic legacy is epitomized by the monumental saga Bahubali, the beginning, and its sequel Bahubali, the conclusion. Rajamouli meticulously structures his narratives, focusing on mythic
Mythic, ठीक है, mythic storytelling.
storytelling, yeah, within a linear yet captivating plot progression. Employing a classical three-act structure, he enriches the storyline with flashback sequences, adding depth to characters and the overarching narrative. His films seamlessly blend action, drama, and emotion, appealing to a broad audience spectrum.
Okay.
Rajmouli's directorial form is anchored in the meticulous construction of his narratives. He intricately weaves together the elements of storytelling, employing a classical framework while infusing it with captivating nuances. His use of flashbacks enriches character backstories and adds layers to the overall tale, engaging audiences through well-crafted storytelling techniques. Rajmouli's style is
So
characterized
now,
by opulence.
just a moment, So now you have been talking about the form, Rajmouli ka form. Now you're getting into his style, isn't
Style,
it?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
chalo.
Style is characterized by opulent visuals and larger-than-life set designs that transport audiences into immersive and visually stunning worlds. His meticulous attention to detail in costumes, set pieces, and choreography elevates his directorial signature, offering grandeur on screen. Rajmouli's penchant for crafting epic battle scenes and larger-than-life characters strikes an emotional chord with viewers, creating an impactful cinematic experience.
Good, very good. Okay.
Yeah.
Then,
So for international, I've chosen Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan, celebrated for his works like Inception, Interstellar, and the Dark Knight trilogy, is a filmmaker renowned for his intricate storytelling structures. Nolan's form is defined by a penchant for complexity, employing non-linear narratives, intricate timelines, and multifaceted plot threads that challenge viewers to engage deeply within the story. His films often entwine multiple perspectives or timelines, converging at pivotal junctures, resulting in a layered and intellectually stimulating cinematic journey. Nolan's style, in stark contrast to Rajmouli's opulence is marked by a dark and atmospheric tone. He emphasizes practical effects over CGI, grounding his films in a tangible and immersive reality. Nolan's meticulous attention to detail is evident in the practical stunts and effects he employs, enhancing the film's authenticity. His preference for IMAX cameras contributes to breathtaking visuals, amplifying the narrative's impact through stunning cinematography. Both Rajmouli and Nolan exemplify mastery in their distinct approaches to filmmaking. While Rajmouli meticulously constructs narratives with the focus on provoking structures, their divergent styles, Rajmouli's opulent grandeur and Nolan's dark, immersive realism, showcase the vast spectrum of cinematic storytelling and directorial fitness.
I think this is very good. So, what was your confusion?
Not this one, sir. I was confused. It's the next question. Yeah.
No. This is fantastic. I think you have taken up two directors, Indian and a Western director, and you've broken it into kind of form kya hai, and style kya hai. Okay, before that you have tried to explain in your own way what is the form and what is the style, the difference between form and style. Then you've written about form first, then you've written about style. Then again, Christopher Nolan, you've written about form, and then you've written about style. Okay, so this is absolutely fantastic and really very good. Okay.
Thank you.
So I'll just request you and everybody else also be a little simple in your expression of English language.
Okay.
Okay. For me it's okay. I can understand. Okay. And don't, first of all, I'm telling this to everybody, don't try to impress the examiner.
Okay.
Trying to impress the examiner by your use of English phrases and words and this and all, they will understand. And they don't like it.
Okay. So, I wanted to actually ask that, sir, because I'm too used to writing such. In college, I've been writing a lot of articles for the newsletter. So the fancy culture is there in me. So I wanted to ask you actually.
No, वो समझ में आ रहा है because you have a background in writing. Otherwise, your language is fantastic. Okay, I don't have a problem with that. I don't think the examiners will also have a problem. And again, I'm telling this to others also. Not everybody's English is good. You know, there are a lot of so they will never judge you on the basis of your English, whether it's good or bad. Okay, because your English can be very good, your English can be very bad. As long as I can understand what you're writing, that is the main thing. Okay. This is not an English language course. This is a filmmaking. And 90% of the students that come from small towns and villages, and their English is actually not very good. Okay. So don't be worried about मेरा language उतना अच्छा नहीं है, मेरा language weak है. So that should not be a problem. Okay. As long as I can understand. Okay. Number one. Number two, Ulta bhi, yours thing is a fantastic language, but try to kind of simplify it down tone it down a little, and don't try to impress. Maybe you are very knowledgeable, okay, but don't try to impress. Don't throw names or don't throw an attitude. Okay, they don't like that. Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
So this is a practical suggestion. Anyway, let's go to the last question. Okay. What is the difference between cinematic treatment and script?
Yes, this one. This one was very tricky, sir.
I know.
Yeah. So, cinematic treatment. In the realm of documentary filmmaking, the cinematic treatment acts as a guiding blueprint, outlining the anticipated flow of events and director's overall vision.
Very good. I'll stop you for in the realm of documentary filmmaking, the cinematic treatment. Please, all of you, listen to this. The cinematic treatment acts as a guiding blueprint, outlining the anticipated flow of events. Anticipated, anticipate karo. You may not get that. You are anticipating the flow of events and the director's overall vision. Okay, nothing is certain. Okay, chalo, continue.
For instance, imagine a documentary exploring climatic change. The treatment might outline the thematic angles, potential interviewees, and the general narrative direction. However, it remains flexible, allowing the adaptation as real-life events unfold. For instance, a scientist's groundbreaking discovery during a filming might prompt a shift in the documentary's focus, which the which the treatment accommodates due to its adaptable nature.
Very good.
In, yeah. In contrast, in a fiction film, the cinematic treatment crafts the broader roadmap for the director's vision, delving into the fictional world created. For example, in a sci-fi film, the treatment might emphasize a futuristic visual style, the intricacies of the character development, and the thematic depth envisioned by the director. Unlike the documentary treatment, here the focus lies on crafting a fictional universe with detailed exploration of themes and characters and visual aesthetics.
Very good. Scripts.
So I got it right, sir?
Yeah, got it absolutely right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Scripts. In documentary filmmaking, the script takes a different form. It primarily involves the voiceover narration and the questions for. Okay. Yeah. The questions for interviews, providing a structure for the non-fictional elements. However, the script's rigidity is minimal, as a significant portion of documentary's content depends on real life events and the responses of interviewees. For instance, while filming a documentary on social issues, the scripted questions might guide the interviews, but the unpredictable nature of responses and live events necessitates adaptability.
Very good.
Conversely, in fiction films, scripts are meticulously detailed documents specifying dialogue, scenes, and sequences. These are related to bring production to ensure precise execution of the envisioned narrative. For instance, in a suspense thriller, every twist and turn are meticulously scripted, leaving minimal room for spontaneous alterations during filming. Documentary, the cinematic treatment offers a flexible roadmap accommodating the real-life developments. The script, primarily guiding the non-fictional elements, maintains a loose structure to adapt to live events and interviewee responses. In fiction film, in this scenario, the cinematic treatment focuses on crafting a visionary fictional world, while the script serves as a detailed and rigid blueprint for execution. The script's adherence to is crucial in bringing the director's fictional vision to life, leaving minimal room for unplanned alterations. In summary, while both cinematic treatments and scripts play pivotal roles in film production, their application differs significantly in documentary and fiction filmmaking. The former allows adaptability and flexibility in capturing reality, whereas the latter provides a meticulously structured plan for the precise execution of a crafted fictional narrative.
Okay, this is very good.
Thank you, sir.
What you have done, which others should also do, kind of categorization. What is treatment, what is script, in terms of documentary film, in terms of fiction film. Okay, so you're properly categorized in paragraphs. Chote headings. Okay, so this is very good, and I mean, you are very close to the question. Okay, I mean, though it looks a little confusing, but in your confusion, you have managed to somehow bring about a coherence, and that.
Yes, sir. So, like being a writer, like I had a baseline of what it is, but to build on it, like for close to 500 words, I was struggling a little here and there.
Again, the word limit is actually a very good thing in filmmaking. You're required to tell a story within a certain 2 hours if it's a feature film. If it's a short film, it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So you have to have that clarity and brevity. Brevity ka matlab kya? You know that brevity is economy.
Yeah.
We call it in cinema. We call it less is more. Don't talk too much. Talk less, but within that less, convey a broader express. Okay. So today, the whole lot of students who are left, okay, so we could deal with only 3 students, Nandana, Tanvi, and Ajay. Okay, na? So, tomorrow again we'll meet at 7 o'clock, okay, and 7 to 9 we'll complete the other students. Okay. Aditya, you are there? Aditya? Seems to have vanished. Geet, you are there? Okay. Anyway, we'll call it a day.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
हाँ कल हम लोग tomorrow will read your thing, ठीक है? And be there at 7 o'clock. I'll be there today. थोड़ा सा I took a little time in kind of fixing the certain problems. So tomorrow we'll meet at 7 and we'll continue with the rest of the exercises. Okay. Chalo, see you guys. Huh?
Yes. Bye,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
sir.
Bye
Good
bye.
night, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Okay.